Test 1, 2. Welcome to Wagga. Wagga Wagga, New South Wales, 30 degrees, beautiful conditions here.
One, two, three. And Laurie. Are we waiting for them to come off first?
Yeah.
Straight up. Yeah, same in that.
Yeah, already talked to them.
Yeah, mine said they're coming. Mine said they're coming. Oh, you want us to actually bring them in?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls across the country and wherever else you are in the world, welcome to Wagga Wagga on this beautiful sunny day we have here on a Saturday, March the 10th. We are coming to you live from McDonald's Park. We've got the Riverina Bulls coming up against the Monaro Colts in the under-16s Andrew Johns Cup, and then following this game we've got the Riverina Bulls, Monaro Colts in the under-18s Laurie Daley Cup. Thus far in the competition, the Riverina Bulls were defeated in round one by the GSR West Tigers 28-20 in a close encounter. Likewise, the Monaro Colts also went down in round one to the Illawarra South Coast Dragons 20 points to 4. In round two, Monaro bounced back from that first round loss with a 22-12 victory over a spirited GSR Tigers outfit, whilst the Riverina Bulls had a very tough day at the office against a much improved strong Western Rams side. Today I'm co-commentated here with Matthew Ward. My name's James Smithson. We welcome you here today. We hope to see some running rugby league. As the sides take the ground, I'll get Matthew to run you through the sides for the day.
Thanks, Jimmy. Matt will be fine, mate. Let's go through our Riverina Bulls side. Number one, Daniel Trembath. He comes from Yanko Wamoon. Number 2, Billy Sainsbury from South City in Wagga. Just a new recruit there to South City, by the way. Welcome, Billy, there. Number 3, Liam Moon from Wagga Brothers. Liam has played in the back row. He's just been put out to the centres today as well. Jalen Burns, number 4 from Wagga Brothers as well. Number 5, Luke Salafia from Leeton. Number 6 and Captain Harrison Rudd comes from Leeton also. Number 7, Billy Reardon, Temora Dragons. Number 8, Connor Tipu from Yenda. Number 9, the names are getting good here, Jimmy. Thomas McElhatton, he comes from Young. Also from Young, number 10, Blake Coombs, the big front rower. Number 11, Ben Cronin from Wagga Kangaroos. Number 12, Joel Tracy from South City, Wagga. Number 13, Luke Stinkle from Tumut Blues. And around out the bench, Jake McGregor from Leeton, Ethan Newham from Young, Caleb Cameron Parney from Wagga Brothers, Patrick Dwyer from Wagga Brothers, and number 18, 18th man, Corey Longhurst from Gundagai.
On the Monaro side at fullback, Ashton Nadeau's a real live wire. On the left wing, we've got Menke Lower. Jaden Young in the centres from Maruya Churros. Mitchell Day in the other centre position from Queanbeyan United. Jordan Potter on the other wing. Mitchell Spencer from Woden. Tully Wilton's the captain and the halfback. Tane Woodford is the front rower. Jake Sass is the hooker. Jack Grant, another player from Maruya Churros, God's country down there. Tyson Priestley, Keegan Nanwu, Jack Pepinall in the lock position. Oscar Schmidt off the interchange bent. Ramsey Lemosino, Noah Sadler, Joshua Waters and Ryan Hoare interchange. Bringing it out of their own half now is the Riverina Bulls. We're just bringing it up over the 35-metre line. Plays the ball back there to the dummy half from Young. They bring it out there through the prop forward, Connor Tapau. Good initial start here, both defensively and on the offence. Coming out now through the halfback, Billy Reardon. Tackled there by the 5'8" from the Monaro Colts side, Mitchell Spencer. One out from the ruck. We've got the 16 on the field, actually. Caleb Parney. He started into the second row, I believe.
Looks like he started for Joel Tracy, mate. I'll find out what's happened there for you.
Naidoo's come down with the ball. Beautiful first initial take there, wrapped up nicely by the Bulls side.
Yeah, Joel Tracy's just started on the bench today, guys. We're not sure what's happening there, but he is definitely still playing. You can see him down there now.
Laying all over the ball there, the Riverina Bulls. I thought they were pretty lucky not to be penalised there. Beautiful scurry there from the number 2, Lower from the Goulburn Juniors. He's a lightning fast player. Coming out of the right-hand side, going back on the inside is Tyson Priestley from West Belconnen, wrapped up nicely by the 13. Out to the left-hand side, this lock forward. Oh, he puts it on the toe there, surprisingly. And I think the referee's called a knock on there by the Riverina Bulls trying to pick up the ball, Matt.
Yeah, I thought they were a bit unlucky there, Riverina. To me, it seemed like they'd kicked it into them, but obviously they must have, the referee's seen a hand in there somewhere.
Beautiful playing conditions, as mentioned previous, guys. We're at about 27 degrees. You wouldn't see me running around in these conditions. I'll be waddling 5 yards behind the pace, but never mind, the youngsters will enjoy the conditions today for some fast-flowing rugby league. Out to the left-hand side there through the halfback, Wilton, the captain. He's passed it on there to the left-hand centre.
Up together, Marcus quick. Oh, now one.
Out the right-hand side here through the front row, Woodford. He's a true powerhouse. Both these front rowers from the Maruya Churros club. Oh, penalised there. I think that was for hands on the ball in the ruck there, Matt. Is that correct?
Correct, mate. Hands in the ruck. Bit of a silly mistake. Looks like they're going to go for the goal. No, they're going to go for the try. Here we go.
Quick tap straight up the middle through Woodford. As mentioned before, he's an extreme powerhouse. Both Woodford and Grant have dominated the early stages of the competition up front. Play out to the left-hand side through the halfback. Left-hand winger, number 5, Potter. Oh, he'd have to be close to the line there. Riverina slowing down the ruck to the best of their ability. Oh, the dummy ass scurry. Has he got it down? Checking with the touchy. First points for the afternoon gone to the dummy half. Number 9, Jake Sasse from the Goulburn Juniors. What a beautiful start to the game for the Monaro Colts. Where do you think they're dominating early, Matt?
They seem to be getting a good roll on there, Jimmy. They're rolling through the ruck all right. Riverina really needs to step up and make the first contact, get into the wrestle and slow that play the ball down a bit. They seem to be punching holes straight through. But it's early days yet. The penalty really cost them, so I'm sure if you complete your sets and stay down the end, it's an old adage that everyone says, that's the way to win games.
I believe the fullback, Naidu, is doing the kicking. He did the kicking last week, kicked quite successfully. Tough initial first up kick, about a metre in from the touch line. Not a lot of breeze about today here in Wagga, as mentioned previous. Absolutely beautiful conditions. Great crowd in here below us here at the ground at McDonald's. It's fantastic to see the locals to get behind it. Comes in. Strikes it beautifully early. I think he might have nailed it. Fantastic conversion there by the Monaro Colts. 6-0. Early stages. Not even 5 minutes into the first half. So the Riverina Bulls really need to work on their line speed, getting off the line, as Matt said, and slowing down the ruck.
Stay behind the ball.
Left winger Billy Sainsbury to start play. Goes deep to the right-hand side. Taken nicely there by Spencer. Spencer offloads to the right to Grant. This barnstorming front rower, as mentioned. It's been dominant early. Getting... Oh, they might have called a knock on there, I think. Is that correct, Matt?
Yeah, just a little bobble in the play the ball there the refs picked up on. So here's a chance for Riverina to see what they've got in attack.
Riverina, your speed. Boys, mark here. Look.
Wouldn't be surprised here if you see the Riverina go wide out to this left-hand side. They've got some attacking power through the speed of Sainsbury and the like, just on the inside of him. Just gone straight out there, one off to the winger. Luke's...
Well picked.
Yeah, shows I'm a forward. Has been anyhow. Out of the 5'8" here. Oh, right foot jink. Tackled nicely there by the lock forward. Pepinall, he's also been dominant early. Ball back out there to Tapau. He's an extreme powerhouse. Leg drive going well. He's close to the line there. Probably held up a metre out. Right-hand side there to the replacement that started. He's gone over the line, it seems. That's Parney, I believe, held up over the line. Come out to the left side through to Powell. Off to the lock forward there. Stenkel. Bit one out here from the Bulls. They've got to be a bit more creative near the line. Right foot jink. Gone down low. Oh, I think he's got over the line there. And that's Parney in early there for the Riverina Bulls. They've brought back quickly. At 6-4, kick to come, McDonald's Park. 7 minutes in.
Yeah, I'd say the Monaro coaches would be pretty disappointed with that try. It was quite a soft try. He seemed to just breeze through, and it was one out. There was no shape. He just stepped inside and got through the line. So a little bit of work there for both sides, I'd say, defensively. And Riverina are back on the board, though. Billy Sainsbury for the attempted conversion. We're just trying to get the air conditioner fixed in here, folks. The big fella, Jimmy, next to me is sweating up a treat.
That's just my excitement, sheer excitement to hit the pie oven at half-time, ladies and gentlemen. Best pies in the business here. I'm living proof. Can't beat a good pie at McDonald's Park. Feel free to get down this afternoon. The under-18s get underway at 1:15. But there's plenty more action to come in the 16s. Billy Sainsbury about 15 metres in from touch for the attempted goal to level things up. Pulled that one to the left-hand side. Struck well. Might have just pulled it a fraction. 6-4, Monaro Colts over the Riverina. As Matt has mentioned, I think both defensive sides got a bit to work on early, the line speed and slowing that ruck up around the danger zones is something they both need to really work on early after this scoreline so early in the game. Taken well there by the 5'8". Tapau's coming nicely off the 10-metre line, leg drive through to the 20.
11 up now. Here and hold. Now that's one.
Out to the lock forward, Stonkel. He's a young fella from the Tumut Blues. I believe he just moved back to the area.
Hold. Now that's two.
Coming down the left-hand side, beautiful charge there by the centre three-quarter. Straight over the top. I think that's Moon from the Wagga brothers. Here they are, Kangaroos being awfully creative in this set. They've worked their way quickly to the 41, 42 metre line. Out to the right-hand side. Oh, beautiful tackle down low there by the prop forward from Maruya again. That's young Grant. Out to the left. Not a bad kick. Inside the 20, taken well here by the winger. Wrapped up nicely there by Moon, Sainsbury and the like. Naidu into dummy half. Out to the lower. They're excitement machines, this back three for the Colts.
Looks like we've got an injury down here. Looks like a shoulder injury to young Tyson Presley. Being replaced by Noah Sadler from Woden.
He certainly carried that arm, Matt. I'm not sure what happened there. Might have been off the return there. Here he goes, lower again, hasn't he? He got through some work early, the winger. Looking to get involved, and the Riverina Bulls have been penalised, I think, for being inside the 10. Is that right, Matt?
Completely missed it, but the look of his arm action, I'm guessing that, mate. We'll go with your call.
If I was the referee, no one would believe me. But anyway, Monaro decided to take the quick tap through the lock forward there. Pepinall, beautiful 10 yards made. Punt the nose through, and he's got the quick play the ball down to the 16 to the fresh legs in Noah Sadler. Again, a beautiful charge. Wrapped up nicely, and Riverina are struggling to slow down the play the ball. Here the Monaro Colts are on the attack. Here they go again through the Maruya Churros front rower. Inside the 10-metre line now, out to the left-hand side. Left foot jink. Ran into the wrong bloke there. He has in Big Tapau. He's an enormous human. Here he goes, the lock forward. Oh, I think he might have got there. Just short. One past the right. Beautiful stab kick through. Oh! They're claiming the try, the Monaro Colts, but the ball's gone dead there. We're out to the 20 for a quick tap.
This should be a 7-tackle set too, Jimmy, so Riverina has a chance here to work their way down the field and get some better field position.
End-to-end stuff so far, Matt. As I said, I think line speed and slowing down that ruck, we really need to get a focus on the defence so far, otherwise we're going to be going end-to-end all day. Right-hand side, beautiful carry here. Held up just over the 40-metre line. Easy yards this set so far. Coming out to the left through the halfback. Oh, well read there in defence by Lower. He's been super impressive as mentioned previous. Plenty of space down the short side here. They've addressed it too. One pass there onto Moon. Holds it in, staying in from touch. Beautiful covering defence there by the Monaro Colts. Good yards up over the 40. Into their half now, into the Monaro defensive half. I'd say the Bulls might throw in a high kick at the end of this set. Oh, Cronin there from the Wagga Kangaroos just overran that a slide. He's a powerhouse himself. He needs to go and find the ball. Here we go. The kick there through from Rudd. Oh, well taken there. Monaro Colts.
He looks pretty handy, this young Rudd. Looks to be directing around. He is the captain, of course. He's directing the team around pretty well. Does look a little bit of a class above a few of the others at this stage. Good run through the middle there by the number 3. 5'8" out here. They've got numbers out here. Monaro, they have, well, they've cleaned it up just.
They've done well there, the Riverina Bulls. The Monaro player just passed it to nobody. No man's land, and again, but well picked up there by Grant, the front rower. And his leg drive once again gains him minimum 10 yards apiece. Out the left-hand side through the 5'8", Spencer. Out there, the halfback, Wilton. Wilton's given it out to Young. Young's given it to the speedy winger. Beautiful cover again. That was the lock forward there, Stunkel. He's been enormous so far for the Bulls in defence. And that must have been the last tackle, I believe. So it's a turnover there, the Riverina Bulls.
Yeah, they rolled the dice, ran it on the last, and very nearly come up with the bickies, but Riverina's got to work it out of their own half now with Sainsbury.
Up together, here and hold. Oh, yeah, one.
Here he goes again, the lock forward, Stunkel. He's got through a mountain of work early. Bit of space here on the left-hand side. Monaro seemed to be a bit short. The front row has ducked in off the left foot. Tackled nicely down low there by Monaro. Still a bit of room here on the left, but they've gone right. The boys out here to Cronin. He's a powerhouse, as mentioned. Look at that. Gains 5 easy. Plays the ball back there, just over the 40-metre line. Out to this left-hand side where it looks like to be a bit of space. Here we go through the 16. He's got a bit of toe. The prop forward. Oh, the prop forward got there. Huge chase there by Grant from the Maruya Churros Club. Forced the pass there, and Billy Sainsbury couldn't quite get a hold of it as the pass was thrown a bit forward for the young man.
Yeah, it felt like the runners were there. They just probably had to get a bit closer to young Caleb Cameron Parney there. He'd made the break inside from a beautiful ball there from Rudd. However, the runners that were quite clearly quicker than him just didn't quite get close enough, so struggled to get the ball out there.
Yeah, young Parney's certainly been a handful since being called into this side today with the reshuffle. Anyhow, here we go, Monaro Colts. Throw it wide early. They've got speed out wide, that's for sure. Oh, beautiful pass there. Quick hands. Well covered there, though. The 3, Jaden Young, early from Monaro, has certainly shown some pace. This is Naidu, the fullback, going to get involved, trying to help his bigger forwards out. Plays the back there to Sassay. Here goes the lock forward. The lock forward here. Pepperell gains 10 metres. Wrapped up there by Cronin and others. Plays the ball 40 metres out. Go down to the left-hand side, the short side. Quick ball. Nanwu throws a dummy. Right foot, left foot. Tackled there just on the 20-metre line. Play back here to Sasso. Here he goes again, the lock forward, Pepinal. Oh, huge run. Beats 1-2, wrapped up there. They're going to go right here. Numbers on the far right if they throw it quickly. Oh, the 16. Wrapped up there nicely. Their 5th tackle auctions, Matthew, certainly something they've got to address, don't you think?
Yeah, the last 2 they've decided to run, both times being caught. I thought they probably should have went out the back there, and they had numbers definitely out this right-hand side, but failed to see it. As Riverina come off their line yet again.
Not that I'm the one to criticise 5th tackle options. I've never put the ball to my boot in my life, but anyway, beautiful run again from the lock forward. That'd have to be his 5th hit up this early in the piece. Good pressure there by the winger early. Numbers down the left-hand side here. Good ball. Moon off the left. Monaro looking to slow down the play the ball there, and the referee's onto him straight away. Offside and slowing down the ball. Penalty there, Riverina Bulls. Surely they'll put it on the toe, get down here in the attacking zone, and hopefully be creative and put some points on. Taking the kick for the touch is the captain, Rudd, I believe. Just on the halfway line here. Taps it here to Parney, the early powerhouse. Quick right-hand pass to Cronin. Good leg drive there.
We've got number 17, Pat Dwyer's on the field for Tapu. He's had a good start to the game, the big front row.
Yeah, Paddy Dwyer, young fella from the Wagga Brothers Club. He looks like a man mountain too, and his first carry's been quite impressive. 8, 9, 10 yards now. Brings him well inside the 30-metre line. Plays the ball back. Out pass right there to Rudd. Rudd out there. Oh, quick pass. Beautiful hands. Equally in the cover defence there by the young Jaden Young from the Maruya Churros Club, and they've gone into touch there. It'll be scrum down. Oh, hang on. What's the referee called here?
I was actually looking to see who the player was that made the good tackle, mate. I missed that altogether. It looks like he's telling for a lifting tackle for the way he's motioned there, so I didn't see that, but hello, we've had a bit of a mix-up here. Has he tapped the ball or has he not? Oh, here we go again. Okay, here's the big number 10 coming up on the line. They're only 20 out here. They've got a set of 6, 20 out. They should be able to do something here, show a bit of shape, and hopefully get across the line again.
Lock forward then, passes it out to Paddy Dwyer. He's getting through a mountain of work, this lock forward, Stunkel. He's been superly impressive thus far. Here we go, plays out to Parney here. Right foot jink, racked up nicely there by the Monaro Colts. 3 players there to take him down. The hooker might have a go himself. No, he's gone inside there to Moon. Moon's got every show getting over. No, I think he might be held up there.
Held up, boys, held up.
Yes, held up there. We'll be back here to reset the ball.
Wait up. Mark it, go with him. 3. Hold it there. Hold it there. That third tackle when you're ready.
Out to the right here, Cronin, right foot step. They'll do their best to stop him, but good luck.
They need to go right here, Riverina. They're short on their left edge here, Monaro, but we'll see if they're good enough to get there. Out from Rudd. The ball just taken a little bit hard. That was a great tackle again. Was that our centre again, Young? Maybe the winger coming in off his line. That was a great tackle. And he's playing the knock on, so we'll have a scrum down here. Monaro feed.
Scrum, Monaro feed.
Looks like young Priestley, the 11 from Monaro's bounced back from what we believed it might have been a shoulder issue early. He coming to the touchline, thank God for him, and no one likes to see an injured player. It looks like he might be making his way back to the field. We'll also see young Joel Tracy from the South City Club in Wagga for Riverina. Looks like he's got a card and he's on his way out there to change one of these forwards in these warmish conditions today here in Wagga. I know Matt's steaming like myself up here in the commentary box. Here he goes again, that winger, the right winger there, lower. He's been impressive early. The 16's coming out here. Noah Sadler makes an easy 10 to 15 yards, plays the ball back to Sasse. They come right where there's some numbers. Could have gone through their hands there and they would have been away, I believe. Riverina doing their best to slow the ruck up here. Here he goes again, the lock forward. Both locks from both sides have been super impressive early, Matt.
Yeah, both are probably the standouts, possibly with the exception of the Monaro front row has probably been the pick of the forwards there, and definitely, without a doubt, Stenkel's been the pick of the Riverina forwards.
Here they go out the left. They've gone high.
1, you're off.
Taken easy there by the Riverina fullback. The Riverina forwards here seem to be walking a bit. They need to get back and get in. The wingers and outside backs need to go and help their bigger forwards in these hot conditions today. That is crucial, getting out their own end. Here they go right there through Paddy Dwyer from the Wagga brothers. He's made an enormous impact since coming on. That's 3 or 4 beautiful hit-ups. Monaro are certainly doing their best, and they've been quite effective at slowing down the ruck with Riverina coming out their own end, laying over the ball there. You can see there the 13. Here they come out to the left-hand side through Rudd. Moon's got his hands on the ball. Lower's come in there. Might have gone a bit high there, I believe. 5th and last now. Out here to Harrison Rudd. He's gone high, deep. Mitchell Pearce-esque kick. Taken nicely there by the winger. He's an excitement machine, this one. Their back three certainly been impressive, Monaro. They're out there to the 30-metre line. Plays it back to Nadu. This is the young Jaden Young. Young. Out over the 40-metre line. Easy yards from Monaro. They seem to be doing it a lot easier out of their own end. Another beautiful carry there from the 13. Up over the halfway line. And they look to be going down the short side where Riverina look extremely outnumbered. The 7, beautiful left foot step. He's come back inside. Tackled nicely there by the fullback. Riverina seem to be really struggling to get back here. Beautiful carry up there by the 16, Noah Sadler. He's also been impressive since coming onto the pitch. Sasse out to the 5'8". Naidu comes in. Throws it quickly out to Lower. Lower comes in off the right, passes it back inside. Oh, it could be a good kick. I think it might have gone a fraction too long there. I think we'll be back out to the 20-metre line. 7 tackles set here. Riverina need to get on the front foot and try and get down to the attacking end with 7 minutes to go in the first half.
You see Monaro have run it again on the 5th tackle there, Jimmy. They've seemed to be liking that idea of just running that on the 5th. But they did finally get to the kick there. Here goes Joel Tracy's on the field, just need to hit up. Stanko again for about his 15th hit up for the day already, I'd say. He's had a stormer.
More hit ups than Matt Ward in his whole career, boys and girls. Here they come left through the 5'8". He's a very elusive runner. Ball in 2 hands, eyes up at all times. Looks to be in extreme danger once the Monaro Colts tire out, if they ever do. Bit of ball playing there from the 17, Paddy Dwyer. He's got it all, the big fella.
is square. Oh,
Here they go. They've got to go right here, Riverina. Tracy's got to get on the move. Throws a ball. Probably not intended there for the centre. Probably for the winger wrapped up there, close to the touchline there on the eastern side of the ground.
Number 16.
that's 4.
A few replacements here. Kick deep. Naidu's under it.
Yeah, Ethan Newham's on for young Caleb Cameron Punny. He's had a good start to the game, Cameron Punny, so we'll see if Newham can keep that up. Winger again here for Monaro, Jimmy. He's done a mountain of work, this young winger. Get through, and here's our other winger from the other side, going to go for a scoot as well. By the look of him, no, he's handed off to Lamasino, one of the biggest players on the field, I'd say here. And he looks at his left guy flat on the ground. He's tried to play it on top of him. That's a little bit blatant, big fella. Play on, fair call. Fair call. We can't get away with that, mate.
He was in the way, Bailey.
That's silly play there by the fresh replacement. He's arguing his case there, but I don't think he's going to get too far. That was certainly trying to be creative, but the referees nowadays are well and truly up to those standards. I think the referees have been, or the referee and touch judges have been outstanding so far in the game, mostly fair, as they always are.
Heads in, heads in.
Suggesting sometimes referees are not fair, Jimmy. Is that what you're suggesting? Here we go. Good ball by right out to Moon. Oh, breaks the line a little there. She gets to his feet for a play the ball here. It's on down the left-hand side if they go again. Rudd's seen that. He's gone himself. Didn't quite have enough numbers.
Up together, 6.
They still look a little bit short on this blind side. We'll see if they can head there. No, they're not. I think this young hooker for Riverina
7-8 off the ball.
from Young there needs to just open his head up, pick his head up and have a look down. Sometimes there's a few marks on the left-hand side here that they can get to. You're still sweating there, a big fella.
I'm just stressed about you insinuating that the referees are not always right. The referees are always right, just like my beautiful wife and mother. Anyway, back to the game. Riverina on the attack, coming into the attacking zone. Beautiful kick. Oh, Sainsbury goes up. It felt like it. It's gone through his hand. Moon might have gone in. I think there might have been a double movement there, though, Matt. And, yeah, it's certainly been penalised there. Certainly been penalised there. Beautiful kick there. Sainsbury went up early, probably a fraction early. If he just held off a fraction, he probably goes in there on the left-hand touchline, 5 metres in. But Monaro Colts, they seem to be on the back foot here, and they're enjoying the break here. I think they might have an injured player here. Is that right?
Can't quite see there, mate. I think they've called off. They might have someone down. There is a trainer on the field. It is quite a hot day. It looks like Riverina. Oh no, they're talking to Moon and the captain Rudd there about what happened. I think Moon might be saying he had momentum, but quite obviously the referee thought otherwise. You have to go with the referee's decision. Penalty Monaro. Let's see how they get out of their own half this time.
Slight gain of 10 to 15 there. Here goes big Lamasino. He's an absolute man mountain. And he's made an easy 10 yards there with great leg drive. Here they go at the left-hand side through the second rower. Priestley's made it easy 10 to 15 there. Riverina are short on their right-hand defensive edge and really need to get up. Here they go out the left-hand side through Young. Young dummies, left foot step, puts his nose through, looking for support, no one there. Bit of carry on there after the held call there from the Riverina Bulls, luckily not to be penalised. Here they go again through that lock forward. He's got through a mountain of work. Been super impressive, Pepinall from the Goulburn Juniors. Good part of the world, Goulburn. Here they go to the right-hand side. Really creative little kick there by Spencer. Picked up there, though, his opposite number, Rudd. He's everywhere this afternoon, and he's wrapped up there, 20-metre line. 20 in from touch on their way down the other end.
What numbers you got, Timmy? 10 and 7. 10 and 7 work. Up now.
Little over 2 remaining in the first half. Come to the left-hand side through Stunkel. Everyone's thinking we're calling these blokes' name repeatedly, but they're just getting through huge amounts of work. One off here to the right-hand side through the big Wagga Brothers player, Patrick Dwyer. Riverina are doing it easy here. If they can get up the other end, they're a chance of scoring. Out through Newham from Young. Over the halfway line. Again, I think they need to go right here, but they've gone left. Luckily, I'm not calling the shots. Gone high there through Rudd. This is a tough kick. Sainsbury's got hold of it, but he's gone over, got cleaned up by Lower, and they've Monaro Colts have come away with the ball. Sainsbury's kick chase today has been enormous.
Yeah, it's a bit unlucky there. He didn't find his feet quicker. He could have got the ball out to Moon, and it was definitely try time if that was on. And this winger brings it out again. Lower. That's a name to remember, everyone. There you go. He's back on the field. The number 11 here, Tyson Priestley. Shoulder must have come good. Might have been just a little bit of a stinger, but he's on now. Sasse at the 5'8". The captain gets the ball. He looks dangerous, this number 7 too. Yeah, great fend. Wrapped up by the front rower there. I'll put you.
Now 4-10, stay out.
Sasse out again to the lock forward.
Hands away.
Wrapped up nicely there by the Riverina side. They're inside the 20-metre line. Oh, quick hands there. Wilton out to Young. Young, through a beautiful pass, drawing pass, and they're in the Monaro Colts side. Too easy. Not enough urgency there from the Riverina Bulls. It is 10-4, kick to come. They've virtually scored in the same spot, Matt Ward. And given the last attempt at goal, I'm going to back him in for this conversion.
He looks a good kick and he strikes it well. They just had the numbers on that left edge, and as opposed to Riverina, they can seem to... Oh, he's pulled that back up. We need video replays in this little box, Jimmy. I'm not sure. I'm guessing he's called a forward pass, but look, if they're calling a scrum, he's called it forward. Bit lucky there, Riverina. Would have been a disappointing end to Riverina if they had scored against them there. They looked like they had the running of the play there for the last 10 or so minutes. Been getting through all right. Looks like the fullback Trembath here is just going to eat up the seconds. About 10 seconds left on the clock here. Newham throws the cut out to Sainsbury. Gets through. Well tackled again. Not a bad duel on this wing with Sainsbury and Lou. Moon takes another hit up. He makes good yards, young Liam Moon, doesn't he? That is half time, Jimmy. What are your thoughts so far?
Been pretty impressive from both sides. Again, I think the defensive effort's there, but they need to wrap up, slow the ball down, and really focus on that side. I thought it'd be high scoring given the way the game started, but sort of slowed up the flow of points there. We'll have a break here for 5 or 10 minutes. I hope you've enjoyed the first half of the football here from McDonald Park, and we'll be back within 5 or 10.
Yeah, the boot. Yeah, crack at it. This second half is how they'll drop off and get a Get up there, okay?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Just had a quick request come through on the Twitter sphere to make a special shout out to a few people sitting back at home in the suburb of Wagga called Berklands, having a cheese platter presented by one gentleman by the name of Sir Rebel Price. He's the platter guru of the Riverina.
Guaranteed to be on one big bit of wood, mate. That's how he serves them, and it'll be Instagrammed before you know it.
Anyhow, back to the action. I can report that the canteen is absolutely A1 out here. As everyone who knows me, I wouldn't miss a canteen, but it's absolutely A1. So feel free to get out here and enjoy the action and buy yourself a pie and sit down and relax. Here we go. Kick deeply there by Billy Sainsbury to kick off the second half. The Monaro Colts side are bringing it up to the 20-metre line there. Played back to Sasse, passed out there to the right-hand side through the 17 in Joshua Waters from Crookwell Juniors. Isn't it great to see small towns like Crookwell getting a run in the representative rounds? Sasse plays to the right-hand side through the 5'8 Spencer, who's got his hands on the ball early. Oh, the 15 there has spilt the ball, and once again he's got up pleading his case, which again will get him nowhere with the referee who's made the right decision there with the knock forward by the Monaro side.
Yeah, it looked pretty clearly like a spill there from Big Lemasalo. Bit disappointing. It was a fantastic run, just didn't quite finish off well. We'll see what this half has in store for us, Jimmy. We thought it was going to be an absolute huge scoring game, but anyway, with one try apiece. Those tries were scored in the 4th minute by Sasse, converted by Nadu for Monaro, and then in the 7th minute, another try to Riverina. We thought it was going to go anywhere, and that's been it for the day. Here we go as young Newham makes a mini break down the right-hand side.
Riverina have got early field position and need to capitalise. Pass right there to the front rower. Blake Coombs from Young does well to stay in touch there. The dummy half goes out to the left-hand side with nowhere else to go. Caught well there by Tracy. Good leg drive. Puts his nose through the defensive line. Quick play the ball there too. Beautiful run there by the hooker, McCulton from Young. Wrapped up nicely by his opposite number, and again the lock forward from the Monaro side. Still pressuring the left-hand side of the field. Cut past there, out, gone to no one there. Picked up well by Sainsbury. He's a very Mullins-esque runner of the big, long, striding lad. Plenty of toe, and here he gets through. 1, 2, 3. Right foot jink. Tries to beat Lemasino. Probably pick bigger blokes to run it next time. Plays the ball there. They're coming to the right edge. Oh, quick dummy. Double pump. Over the top pass. Tracy's got in. Try time. Riverina Bulls. 8-6. Kick to come.
He ended up really fortunate there for Riverina. I thought he'd messed it up there, the replacement half in Newham, but he knew what he was doing, just popped her over the top. Try to Riverina. Looks like he might be converting as well, so he's come on the halves. I'm not sure what's happened there. I'm thinking young Billy Reardon must be off the field. He's been on for quite a while, this kid, but he looks okay.
Only 3 minutes into the second half, and you can see the boys already gasping for air. The temperature's on the rise here. We're nearly at 30 degrees. There's no breeze either for the players, so they'll be certainly sucking in the big ones like myself and Matt are after 30 minutes of play. We've got a kick here about 15 metres in from touch. As all true playmakers do, they're going to try and nudge their way in as close as they can. And the Monaro side here really wouldn't have wanted to start the half that way, but it's good to see the Riverina boys have come out firing early in the second half. Special mention. The kick's just gone wayward there, and the score remains 8-6. I just wanted to mention the sponsors of the Country Rugby League, Andrew Johns and Laurie Daley Cups, Anytime Fitness, University of New England. And we thank them for supporting the junior game. It is the most important part of our game. It's a pathway for our young players to try and establish themselves as future NRL players. And without broadcast partners and sponsors alike, the players don't get that opportunity. Naidu starts us off here. Kick deep, taken well there. And another enormous run there by Tracy, who's also been effective since starting on the bench. Oh, absolute bell ringer tackle there from Oscar Schmidt. Monaro, I think, have really come out pumped up after that early points from the Bulls. Going out left through Rudd. Oh, beautiful pass here to the lock forward again. Jeez, he's showing some toe. Dummies to no one, or a Monaro player, and then wrapped up by Naidu coming in on the 30-metre line. Oh, penalty there. Going to the Riverina side. I'd imagine they'll kick for touch and keep on the roll here with Monaro certainly on the back foot early in the second half.
Yeah, I think they're probably a little bit far out, and they are on a roll. It's a hot day. I'd be doing exactly the same as their captain Rudd's done here.
If it was a hot day, Matthew, you certainly wouldn't be on the field. You'd be on approach to the ice buckets full of you-know-what. But anyway, back to the game. Paddy Dwyer takes it up here, and we're on the 10-metre line on approach in the danger zone for Monaro. Passes out right to Rudd. 2 passes wide. Cut pass here to the winger. Steps off the right foot. Beautiful sweeping defence here from Monaro. He's held there, but they want to carry on with the tackle, obviously to slow the play down. Bit of one-out stuff here, but he's shown some beautiful leg drive. Gone straight over the back, over the top rather, of Wilton, the opposite number 7, and it's a beautiful try to the 10, Coombs from Young. Riverina have dead set come out on fire, and it's 12-6. Kick to come, only 7 minutes, or not even 7 minutes into the second half. Hang on a minute. Meanwhile, I waffle. We've been pulled back here. Again, we need video replay because we're unsure of the call. Could only have been a forward pass or something, or a knock-on maybe at the ruck. Anyway, I will take my comment back. It is 8-6, Riverina, 7 minutes in. I'm on fire.
I'd love to give some expert commentary on that, Jimmy, but I haven't got a clue myself, mate. Anyway, as Monaro take it out from their own... Oh, he's found some discretion in the ruck here. The fullback Trembath. A few hands in the ruck. As a get out set now for the Monaro Colts. Working it out off their 40. Let's see if they can get out as easy as they did in the first half. Hit up there by Nang Wu from the Valley Dragons. That's a shepherd there. Anyway, they've got away with that one. Pretty lucky. They look a little disorganised at the moment, the Colts. Yeah, compressed. They're not showing any width. There should be easy pickings for Riverina boys. Yet they've got another penalty. They've worked their way down their field from another penalty. I didn't catch what that one was for. Oh, didn't understand that one. Anyway, we're not here to understand it. We're just here to call it, Jimmy.
Yeah, well, this is true, Matty, but that's 3 penalties now by the Riverina. They're really piggybacking this Monaro Colts side that looked flat after the after the halftime break, rather. Without those penalties, the Riverina really were getting the advantage, but they've seemed to give away some penalties. Here he goes again, this powerhouse forward. What an enormous run there by the Jack Grant, the young fella from Maruya Churros. Beautiful part of the world. If I lived down there, I wouldn't be running like that. I'd be running to the beach. But anyway, they're out to the left-hand side. Beautiful play. Riverina looks short and sensational leg drive there by the replacement player. Just wrapped up probably half a metre short of the line. Ball's played back there. Quickly out to the left-hand side. Quick hands. Nanwu has gone over after a beautiful pass there by the halves. Spencer and Wilton have linked up beautifully there. And Nanwu has scored on the left-hand edge. About 5 metres in from touch. Kick to come. And for once, I've called it right. And that is going to be awarded a try, not a scrum.
Yeah, it's a possibly a 12-point turnaround here for the Riverina boys. They've looks like they've scored down one end, give away a few penalties. That's how easy it can turn in rugby league. They'll be very disappointed with that. I'm sure the coaching staff will be as well. Really need to switch on now. Well done to the Monaro guys. Got their way down the field, found the numbers, scored in the corner.
All that was certainly on the back of the yards gained quickly there by Jack Grant. He's come back onto the field with a point to prove, and he just ran straight over the top of 2 or 3 defenders to put the Colts on the front foot on the back of the 3 penalties, or 2 or 3 penalties rather, given from the Riverina Bulls. There was a replacement player coming on for Riverina, Jake McGregor from Leeton. I'm unsure who's coming off at this stage. Naidu with a conversion attempt about 5 metres in from touch. Comes in. And again, like Billy Sainsbury in the first half, has pulled it to the left-hand side of the uprights.
Yeah, as you said, Jimmy Young, Jack Grant, he's been a standout, I think, in the forwards there for Monaro. Obviously, along with the lock forward, Pepinall, they've been the 2 go-forward guys for this team. They've really been keeping them in the game and, well, now in the lead. Here goes Sainsbury to kick off again.
Yeah, Sainsbury's done exactly what I would suggest, is kick it away from Jack Grant, that's for sure. That's a knock-on off the kick-off. That is a costly mistake. Well, what might be a costly mistake, rather, from Monaro Colts. It was a nice deep kick in between 2 players there, and obviously communication was lacking. And we've got a scrum down here on the attack for the Riverina Bulls inside the 20-metre line. That's certainly not what the Monaro coaching staff would have asked after scoring. Here we go. Quick play here by Riverina. Out the back here to the fullback, Trembath. He's been involved quite consistently. Oh, here he goes again, the prop forward from Young. He can just see that patch of grass again and wants to put the ball right back where it belongs. Plays the ball back quickly here out to the left-hand side. These little fellas from Riverina are really, really being elusive around the play, tiring out these Monaro forwards. Here he goes again, young Tracy from the South City club. He's over the line but pushed back, held probably half a metre out from the try line. 1, 2 passes out to the left. Quick hands by Rudd. Oh, knock on there. First mistake of the game by Stunkel. He's been enormous. Got through a mountain of work, showed a great turn of foot getting away for a 40-metre break earlier. But he's just coughed the ball up under pressure there from the Monaro Colts in defence.
Yeah, a little knock-on by Monaro as well there, so he's called a double knock-on. Monaro feed.
That's the one. Don't move. Front. Boys, stand up, stand up. 17.
Oh, look at that. A modern-day referee saying that the scrum's not packed properly. It's a first for everything. Anyhow, there's a bit of carry-on in there between the young fellas. A bit of niggle early. Here we go. 1 pass out. And the centre 3/4, Mitch Day from Queanbeyan United, has just run one out straight at the other centre, Moon. Play the ball back there. Here he goes again, the other winger. He's a lightning quick player. Again, looking at running at faces, not spaces there. He likes the contact, does lower. Quickly out of dummy half, Schmidt off to the lock forward in Pepinall. Probably his 13,000th hit up for the day. Out again, quickly goes Schmidt. Schmidt out to the right-hand side. Spencer throws it out to Naidu, and Naidu's just spilled the ball there. Unfortunately for the Colts, it will be a scrum down. Oh, no, they say it's gone backwards. Here he goes again, lower for another hit-up. Done more hit-ups today than Matt Ward his whole career.
Pretty sure you can only use that once in a game, Jimmy. That'll do, mate. Here we go, down to the fullback. Oh, they're lookalikes, these two, the fullback Trembath and Billy Sainsbury. Been to the same barber by the look of them. Looks like Sainsbury will have a scoot here. Comes out, cuts back in. Makes a good 4 or 5 metres there. Let's see if they can get out of the half all right. On to Pat Dwyer. Dummies to the no one, but gets through. Makes good yards. He has good leg drive after the contact, Pat Dwyer. Just needs to fight in front a little bit more consistently. And it goes to Newham. Trembath throws a hospital ball to the Wagga Brothers centre there.
Yeah, he certainly threw him a mate's ball there. Give it to him under pressure, but oh, look at this quick break down the right-hand side by Newham from Young. Beautiful cover there by the Monaro side, and they're going to drag him into touch. I don't know whether the... Yeah, certainly a bit of carry-on after the play. Might also be a bit unlucky, but it'll put the Riverina... The captain, Wilton, wants to slow down the play and argue the point, but once again, as we've already said, that gets you nowhere.
Yeah, they've obviously thought the tackle was still going, Monaro, but the ref had obviously thought otherwise and called held. So somebody you need to listen to the ref and play the whistle. Newham kicks for touch. Makes good yards from such a fine angle. And Riverina will have the ball about 35 out.
The crowd certainly get involved here at Riverina's home ground, McDonald Park. As mentioned earlier, there's quite good numbers under us here in the grandstand. Here goes Big Ben Cronin from the Wagga Kangaroos. Equally met there by his opposite number, Nan Wu, who's just put one on him. They're at the left-hand side here now, a couple of passes wide. Great pass again from Rudd. Here he goes again, the fullback. Long stride, him and Sainsbury, as Wardy just said. Wrapped up nicely there by the Colts. Cronin runs the decoy into the lock forward against Stankel. Oh, beautiful offload, but Rudd wasn't looking. That was certainly on, and they've called the knock on there, which is a fair enough call. Rudd had the eyes out wide looking for the next play, but the ball wasn't dead.
Actually, a penalty there. He was offside there. The ball went back into the front rower and come back in, and I'm not sure who dived on it, but he was from an offside position, so that's why the penalty.
Beautiful touch finder there by the Colts. Again, these penalties are getting in the road of Riverina Bulls' progress. Schmidt taps the ball there, and here he is again. The number 8, Woodford, is now on for the Monaro Colts side after having a spell after some huge minutes early in the game. Tackled now on the 40-metre line going into the northern end of the ground, and the winger in again for some work is lower from the Goulburn Juniors. I think there might have been some hands on the ball there, and they've called a rake. Is that correct, Matt?
That's what he's called. Yeah, it looked like it slipped out, but obviously the referee's seen some hands in there. And it seems like the only way Monaro's getting down here is from mistakes and silly penalties from Riverina. So they've got themselves to blame if Monaro hits the lead once more here and gets another try.
Another beautiful run there by the lock forward. Offload. Come down the left-hand side. Slipped through the hands there, and it looks like Namu's knocked the ball on after his halfback, Wilton, has spilled the ball. Bit of a silly play there by Monaro. They should build the pressure before going wide, obviously with the backpedaling of the Bulls off those 2 penalties.
Yeah, the game seems to be deteriorating a little bit at this stage. There's a lot of little drop balls and silly mistakes. I think the first team that knuckles down and completes some sets, plays a bit of field position, will get down and win this game. As this number 4 from Wagga Brothers, Jalen Burns, takes a hit up off the scrum. It goes to Cronin. Makes good yards. He's got good leg drive in the ruck. Usually finds his front, young Cronin. Will run back out the right side. Newham. He's looked elusive, this little fella from Young. Newham. Obviously come on. I'm guessing the number 7, Billy Reardon's off injured. I thought I saw something there. This front row from Young again. Here he goes. He's been good since he's come back on, Blake Coombs. Here we go. They've got a roll on here, Riverina. Down to Rudd. Well, he had numbers there. He just couldn't quite get it out. Off to the left now. Newham. Out to the halfback. Oh, he probably should have went wide there. But trustworthy Cronin just hung on to it. Made good yards like he always does. Here we go again. That was on the back inside to Rudd. Tackled there. They ran it on the 5th. Didn't work. That's been about 4 5th play options where they've run, both teams today, and no dice for anyone, Jimmy.
Yeah, I think that's the left to right side 5th tackle option. Each side has done that a couple of times today, and it hasn't paid off for either of them. Here he goes, the young player from Queanbeyan United, Mitch Day, is really trying to get himself involved here, helping out the bigger forwards in these warm conditions. And once again, this right winger lower is getting through a mountain of work, makes another 10 yards easily. Plays the ball back here to young Schmidt. He's played a good impact role since coming on. Off to the lock forward here, runs into Big Coombs and Cronin. I'd probably run into 2 other fellas if I had it my way. Coming to the left-hand side, it looks like they're going to be covered easily here. But Nan Wu's picked up the ball and run into Cronin there, and they're tackled there 40 metres out from the Riverina Riverina line. The big Maruya Churros front rower here. Woodford's come in there about 20 metres off the try line here. Out to the right-hand side through Spencer. Oh, picked up beautifully there. I think that's young Rudd, the captain from the Riverina Bulls. He's really had a huge second half.
He just seems to put himself in the right position. That's the sign of a good footballer, Jimmy. Doesn't seem to put a foot wrong either. Here's Moon taking a hit up. Help his mates out. Makes good yards. Both sides are starting to open up a little bit this game in the heat. There's yards to be made. The first team that really, as I said, knuckles down and completes their sets, I'm sure we'll get away with this one. Out goes to Newham. Out the back, Trembath. Oh, nearly lifting, but no, held. Here we go at the left. Newham with the bomb. Midfield bomb. Probably a little bit deep, straight to the fullback, and off he goes. Oh, nearly makes a break too.
Just a little under 10 minutes remaining here in the game. I'd say, as Matt said, the key here for both sides is completions, building the pressure and then scoring the next set of points. Obviously, being such a tight game, another beautiful run by the lock forward Pepinall. Building pressure is going to be key here, and then here we go, sorry. Oh, a bit high there, but beautiful run here. He hasn't stopped here. The big number 8 from Monaro. Plays the ball back to Schmidt. Goes to the right-hand side. Inside pass to Priestley. The second rower has come off with a shoulder, but gone back on and been effective ever since. I'd say they're going to go left here to the halfback, Wilton. The pass goes behind Spencer, on to Wilton. Wilton goes inside to Schmidt. Schmidt, right foot, Jink, right foot again. Clipped high, keep going. Beautiful run there. Plays the ball about 2 metres out from the line. Out to the left-hand side, Wilton. Wilton dummies. Oh, fan twist, turns. And he's gone in to score there with a beautiful run there. Brilliant solo effort, but again off the back of building pressure there. Beautiful try to Monaro Colts.
Yeah, they need to get a few reserves on here. A few of the big boys for Riverina are really knocked up. You can see they've got their hands on their hips. They're really struggling. They struggled in that last couple of sets there. And Monaro did it pretty easy. They made their way up the field, got through his yard, and that's exactly what's happened. We've got young Caleb Cameron Parney coming on, and I would be very surprised if he doesn't come on for a young Connor Tapu from Yenda. He's the one that I noticed looked very knocked up around the ruck. Put in a good 12 or so minutes there.
Yeah, just after the kick, I'll push on the way back. Just hold there.
As Nadu lines up another one. He's had 3 from this nearly same spot. You think you'd back him in from here, Jimmy, do we think?
Sure.
He's backed him in. We'll see. If he was a betting man. Strikes well. Straight over. And there we go, 16-8, Monaro lead Riverina. That's more than a converted try, 7.5 minutes to go. It'll be hard for the Riverina boys to come back from here.
Once again, I'd just like to thank the broadcast partners and the sponsors of the Andrew Johns and Laurie Daley Cups. SLE Worldwide Australia, ensuring the world's fun. Anytime Fitness, Bar TV, and University of New England. Obviously, as mentioned before, without sponsors, broadcast partners and the like, our junior game and our great game of rugby league doesn't survive. Here goes the powerhouse again, number 8. They're just enormous. I'd hate to be the sides playing them week in and week out down Maruya Churros way. You'd come off bruised and battered, that's for sure. Here he is, big Grant on the short side here, looking for a run, but they go right through the lock forward again. Beautiful low tackle there by the 7, Billy Reardon from Temora. As they go out right through Spencer. Spencer off to the second rower again. Priestley from the West Belconnen Club. Plays the ball back to Schmidt. Coming to the left-hand side. Spencer's really trying to get involved. They give it to Grant up high. Here he goes. Offload. Beautiful to Namwu. Here, Young steps inside off the left. Right. Beats 1, 2, 3. Tackled there by number 5 and the fullback, Trembath. Go right here through Spencer. Beautiful little kick in behind, but equally well read there. And they're wrapped up about 5 metres out from their own line.
Yeah, they're coming off their line here, Riverina. That was a really good set there. As you said, these are two front rowers from Maruya, and along with the lock forward, the middle players for Monaro have been standouts for their pack, really leading the way. As you said, you wouldn't want to, if you're down that south coast, you just want to go surfing, wouldn't you, Jimmy?
Most definitely. They are absolute powerhouses, as you said. The bad pass picked up here by Spencer. It's gone behind him, and they're away and scored. The Riverina side, they're out on their feet. Just probably a communication thing there, I think, Matt. And the Monaro side looked to be getting away with it with 5 minutes remaining in the under-16s Andrew Johns Cup.
Yeah, I'd say that'll nearly wrap it up for Monaro with this long to go. Harrison Rudd just went across and brought Liam Moon under there and just end up passing to no one. There was a miscommunication there somehow. One's gone one way, the ball's gone the other, and there he was, young Mitchell Spencer there to pick it up. Off he scooted. Wouldn't find it easier try than that.
Not sure, mate. I've never scored one. I'm still looking for one, but anyway.
Any of mine were always that easy, mate. That's the only way I got them.
Similar sort of kicking position to the last one from Naidu, but obviously from the other side of the field. Tougher, obviously, on that side for a right foot kicker. He's kicked very well all tournament this year. He's been a super player for the Monaro Colts side. As I've mentioned previously, the back three for them has been enormous, helping their bigger forwards, and I think that also makes the job for the big fellas like we've named previously, makes their job a lot easier with the help of the little fellas getting them out of the deep there. As a replacement's just happened, the hookers come back out there, young Jake Sasse from the Goulburn Juniors, and the try scorer is off for a breather, well earned. He's dead set, just kicked it again. As I said, Naidu's been on fire with the boot this tournament. And not only with his kicking, but just in general play, his positional play, and he's certainly got some speed.
Stay behind.
Score is now 22-8, little over 3 minutes remaining. Kick deep there to the same side by Sainsbury. Another beautiful kickoff. Fielded well there eventually. Steps off his left foot. Tackled up there by Moon and Rudd, I think it is, over the far side there. Here he goes again, the young fella from Queanbeyan United, Mitch Day, trying to help his bigger fellas out.
Oh! Release 11, here and hold 9.
Slowed up there by Riverina, played back to... Here they go again through the 16, I think it is. Come back onto the field.
Hands away, 11!
Need to be careful here, Riverina. They're a long way offside. Most of these rucks, they're just hanging in at the moment. I could see Monaro could score again here if they go down the left-hand side. This fella's elusive, young. Steps back off that left fantastically and makes great yards. Here he goes again, young Smith. Oh, another messy drop ball. There was really nothing in that either. He just dropped it cold. Young Nang Wu.
We're going over here, Let's go.
And we'll have a scrum here. 35 out from the Riverina line.
Five, get him back.
Hold it there.
A little bit of lip happening in the scrum there between the halfback Billy Reardon and the number 13 Pepinall. Just watch who you're picking on there, Billy.
There we go, that's good. Out!
I'm sure he's probably a tough little... Oh, he's knocked on from the back of the scrum. That was a bit scrappy. Yeah, he does need to watch who he's picking on, young Billy Reardon there. He's about 3 times the size of him.
Yeah, the Bulls will be most disappointed with that off the back of the scrum there. They were, obviously, with only a little under 2 minutes remaining in this Andrew Johns Cup game, they would like to be finishing this game off as best they can, remaining winless this year so far. In saying that, the Monaro Colts have been outstanding today, straight through the middle and then spinning it wide when they get that momentum. And here he goes, that elusive player Matty Ward was referring to earlier in Jaden Young. Haven't seen footwork like that since the Victoria Hotel in Wagga Wagga. Left foot step there by the 16, Noah Sadler. Beautiful run there, takes him inside the 10 metres. Plays the ball back. Oh, no, he doesn't. Knocked it on there. The big fella's most disappointed in that. That'll give Riverina another attacking opportunity. and something to hopefully finish off the game with in a positive manner.
Put on the line.
Yes, as I said, the game has pretty much obviously been won by Monaro, and it's gone downhill a little bit this last 3 or 4 minutes. Let's see if Riverina's got anything to come from this as Rudd goes out the left-hand side. Takes a few with him.
Stand now. Marcus square. Now that's one. No penalties, boys.
Yeah, young Parney. Not making very good meters here, Riverina. They look like they're out in their feet. There's only 30 seconds to go. You can see why. Young winger here, Salafia, takes a hit up. Hasn't probably had all the opportunities he should have in the game, but has looked okay. Oh, that was pretty close there. The two front rowers coming on. Tapu and the big fella from Maruya again, Jack Grant. Here you go, Rudd at the back, Cronin. Probably should have passed there, Cronin, but only had time to look up straight at a guy. Yeah. Yeah, good kick. Sainsbury picks it up here. Flicks out the back. Oh, and that man, Laurie, is there to save the day again. He'd nearly guarantee he'll take a hit up here as well. Run up. And that is the game. Monaro run out winners, 22-8.
An absolutely fantastic game here at McDonald's Park to start the day here for the Andrew Johns and Laurie Daley Cup day in round 3 of this year's fixtures. It was a beautiful game, and as Matt said, Monaro Colts have come out on top 22-8 in what was a fantastic game of rugby league. I'd like to thank the sponsors again and the broadcast partners for their support and for their efforts today. I would also like to thank you, the viewers at home, and we'll see you shortly for the under 18s fixture of the Laurie Daley Cup between the Riverina Bulls and Monaro Colts. Bye for now. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back here to Wagga Wagga McDonald's Park. For those of you who watched the 16 game, welcome back. For those of you who didn't, it was a victorious Monaro Colts side coming away with the chocolates, 22-8. And as mentioned previously, it's a beautiful sunny 28 degrees here in Wagga. I'm joined in commentary by a local football legend, Matthew Ward. Matthew, it's a great day for running rugby league. The first game was great. The boys fatigued, obviously due to the hot conditions, but I expect much the same game here in the under-18s.
Yeah, I expect a tough contest here. Both teams, I've had a quick look around them. They look some big boys out there. Hopefully the heat doesn't affect them too much. Running through the teams here, we'll run through Riverina. Number 1 and fullback Zach Rumble from Cootamundra. He's actually the nephew of one of the most famous Cootamundra people, Chris Rumble, the Red Rocket Rumble. Still got the running record there at Sacred Heart Primary School. Big shout out to Red Rocket if he's listening. Anyway, number 2, Curtis Fisher from Leeton. Number 3, Moses Lower-Healer has been withdrawn from the team. He's been replaced by Jack Elphick from Gundagai. Jackson Newling from Wide Brothers is the number 4 and centre. The other winger, Broden Piva from Yenda. Latrell Sigwald, South City boy, is in the 6. Tyson McLaughlin from Wagga Kangaroos in the 7. Reese Mish from Albury, the front row, along with Reese Clegg, both Albury front rowers. Elwyn Ravu from Leeton is the hooker. The second rowers are Ziggy Visson from Griffith, Sam Heffernan from Wagga Kangaroos. Locking down the pack, Wayne Parker from Cootamundra. The reserves are Willie Barnes from Yenko, Ben Arant from Hay, Cody Collins from Leeton, and Tamasi Baraviala from Wagga South City.
For the Monaro Colts, we've got Matt Parsons, Narooma Devils, Christian Moss, the Goulburn Workers, Zane Bajorak from the Queanbeyan United side, Trey Stewart from Bateman's Bay Tigers, another beautiful part of the world, Cooper O'Connor from the Goulburn Workers, Callum Bauer Scott from the Bega Roosters. He's a great player. In the halfback position, we've got Jordan Williams. In the front row, we've got Mitchell Atkinson. He's the captain. Hayden Bradley is the hooker. Isaac Lennon from the Goulburn Workers. Jonah Latu in the second row from the Queanbeyan Kangaroos. In the other second row position, Henry Bruce. Locking the scrum, James Carhill from the Cooma Stallions. Ryan Dodson on the interchange bench. Bailey Hitchcock, Tony Meeker, Angus Marshall takes out the other spot on the interchange bench. Bringing it out now after a deep kick-off. Here is the Riverina side. Played back there to the hooker, Ravu from Leeton. He was super impressive last week against the Western Rams side. He brings it out to the 45-metre line with a nice little scurry, playing out to the left-hand side through to the halfback, Tyson McLaughlin. Beautiful kick down there inside of the 20, and it's let run over the touchline there by the fullback, Matt Parsons from Narooma Devils.
Yeah, good set off the kick-off there from Riverina, finding touch, just finding their feet at the moment. And complete set, put it down there. Monaro taken out from 20 metres out, so they'd be pretty happy with that start.
Most certainly would. The Riverina side last week in the under-18s, the Riverina side travelled out to Forbes, yes, to play the West Rams, and there was a nail-biting clash, and they went down, unfortunately, 24-22. The Monaro side also had a tight game. However, they remain undefeated this year's competition of the Laurie Daley Cup, beating the GSR Tigers 20 points to 16. In the first round of the Laurie Daley Cup this year, Riverina Bulls were dominant over that Tigers outfit, 60 points to 8. And the Monaro Colts also won comfortably over the Dragons of Illawarra and South Coast. So today's clash on paper really should be a nail-biter, and we're looking forward to it here up in the commentary box. I think the second rower there was very lucky to get away with not giving away a penalty, pushing the player down there. He was super impressive last week, Ziggy Vincent. He's a lump of a lad, and he's got speed unlike myself to burn. And that's a penalty there given to the Monaro Colts side, 40 metres into the Kangaroos, rather the Riverina Bulls sideline.
Yeah, Jimmy, just hands in the ruck there. The balls don't generally come out like that if you drop them. There'd be no arguments there from the Riverina boys with the penalty. Makes good yards here. And they'll be tapping the ball about 8 metres out.
Try line, please. Try line. On this line.
Let's see what Monaro have got in attack.
In line with the touches.
Take it back from the 20
In line.
foot.
Hey, hold.
10 boys.
Hold.
9. Take it into where
The dummy half's trying to tap the ball close to the sideline there. He's tapped it on quickly there, and it's taken up by the powerhouse locked forward. He was super impressive and has been so far this year. Cahill from the Stallions. Pass left there, knocked on by the front rower and picked up by his opposite number, I believe, for the Bulls. Plays it back there here to the hooker, Ravu rather. He's very elusive. Steps 1, 2, tackled there on the 20-metre line. Plays the ball back here to the fullback. Rumble out to the right-hand side. Met by some vicious defence there, and they're wrapping the ball up nicely, aren't they, at the ruck there, slowing the ball down for the Bulls. It's making Ravu's job all the more difficult. He's a very solid player, this bloke here, the lock forward from the Cootamundra Bulldogs, Wayne Parker. Very stronghold of rugby league community there, the Coota community, and that's a penalty there to the Bulls side.
Yeah, well deserved. He got to his feet there, tried to get the quick play of the ball, and obviously the Monaro guy's holding him down, so he's done real well there, Parker. As Riverina kicks for touch, they've got it 40 metres out. Okay, their chance to attack and some with some good ball sets here.
When you're ready.
Tapped there by the centre three-quarter, passed out here to the lump of a front rower here, the 10, Reece Clegg from Albury. Play the ball back there to Ravu. Ravu to the right side, out to the Cootamundra boy. Again, Wayne Parker backing his way up towards the 20-metre line. Beautiful start here by both sides today, going end-to-end. Pass the ball out here to the right-hand side. Handed on there by Latrell Sigwalt from the South City Bulls side. Coming left here. The Monaro Colts seem to be on their back foot here. They need to get their line speed up here in the danger zone. Coming left-hand. Nice little kick. Oh, regathered, and they've scored. 3 metres in from touch, and that's a beautiful try by Tyson McLaughlin from the Wagga Kangaroos Club.
Yeah, I thought he had some numbers out the left, but he just went himself, dabbled it through, regathered, and scored. Well done, Tyson McLaughlin. Great try. That's a really good start there by the Riverina boys. Yeah, so 5 minutes in, Riverina 4-0, kick to come. They look pretty impressive, these forwards. I like the middle three, the two Albury boys and young Parker from Cootamundra made in the middle. They're looking pretty good so far.
This is true, Matt. As we saw in the last game between the Monaro Colts and Riverina in the under-16s, the game is won in the middle. It was the back three from Monaro came in and helped the bigger boys out in the early stages of the set, making their way out of the danger ends. And then therefore set the platform for the big boys to go to town and do the work through the likes of Jake Grant in the under-16s and the other big fella, Woodford. They were both equally as damaging, and you can see early on in this game that the more dominant the middle third of the field is, the easier the game is, and that's a beautiful conversion there by young Sigwald from Wagga South City Club. I haven't seen a lot of this kid, but I'm sure you have, Matt. He looks to be impressive at the early stages.
Yeah, he was the Group 9 under-16 Player of the Year last year as well, young Trell. He can kick a ball. He doesn't miss many. He's got an older brother, Joshy, too, that kicks him well as well.
Nice kick here, taken well by Ravu. Handed off here to the front rower in Mish from Albury. So the front row is made up of Albury boys, just like the Monaro Colts side was made up of boys from Maruya Churros. So that combination will work well here for the Bulls side. They're back quickly to the 40-metre line. Played back to Ravu here, coming out to the left-hand side. Quick block pay, bringing into this bloke that I was referring to before, Ziggy Vincent from Griffith. Brought it up there to the halfway line. Looked like they could go to the short side. No, they don't. They go out to the right-hand side. Oh, what a beautiful tackle there. Come from the Colts side. I think it might be the 5'8" there. Yeah, he's a super player, the vice-captain from the Bega Roosters. The ball's gone high. This is a tough cake. Oh, fantastic. Beautiful take there by the fullback, Matt Parsons. He's wrapped up there on about the 20-metre line.
He's done well. He's has Parsons there. Here comes his lookalike, number 4, Trey Stewart from Bateman's Bay. Another hit up here from I'm not sure who. He's made good yards though.
Release 9. Arms out, buddy. Hold. Go. 3. Inside.
There we go. The kick from Monaro down to Rumble. Eats up the metres. Good step by Rumble. Get through. Just tackled there. Good work.
Yeah, he looks to be quite elusive, the fullback Rumble from Cootamundra. It's good to see a few of the players from Coota getting a run here in the Riverina side. As mentioned, it's a huge part of the the National Rugby League. A lot of Cootamundra products have gone on to at future honours as the Riverina side bring it back to the halfway line. Ravu, who's been involved very quickly and early into the game, puts his nose through, looking for some support play. Is wrapped up there about 35 metres out, plays it back there to the young South City lad, throws it on the inside there to the second rower, Sam Heffernan from Wagga Kangaroos. He's wrapped up nicely there down low, but Riverina looked to be on the attack early. Come out here left to Siegwald. Siegwald holds it up nicely there to the Wagga Kangaroos player, Tyson McLaughlin, and tackled there on the fifth and last. As we saw in the under-16s game, the fifth tackle options are just not there today.
It's a bit disappointing. You'd like to think between a couple of quality halves that you'd have a few more options there, Jimmy. But obviously lost their way a little bit. It does happen in rep games quite a bit. A few new accommodations that take a while to get used to. But as Monaro comes out from their own line here, from the centre, looks like wiry sort of centre. He bounced around there, but come through it. Cleaned up by Clegg.
With me, 9, out.
Ravu and Mish take the next tackle there. Out it goes. Little block play out to the back. Oh, very lucky not to be a shepherd there by the halfback. Great ball around the back to the fullback. There it is again. Matt Parsons.
Release, stick.
Made good metres.
Let go.
Yeah, I was just about to say he's hanging on a tiny bit long there, young Sigwald. He had to roll away. He couldn't roll back over the ruck. If you roll away, you would have been right, but he tried to roll back over and get the better position and paid the price.
Yeah, silly penalty there by the Riverina Bulls. It's only going to amount to pressure here, and that's obviously what brings points. Mounting pressure gives the fatigue, and you don't need that in these hot conditions. As mentioned, it's up around the 30-degree mark as the Monaro Colts now come onto the attack. Wrapped up nicely there and slowing the ball down is Ravu. Ravu a bit slower there to get the marker, and they've capitalised there, and they've just played a nice play, draw and pass, and gone into score, I think. Mitchell Atkinson, the captain from the Golden Workers Club, just 2-3 metres left of the uprights.
Yeah, that went down to the Riverina markers there, not breaking quick enough, Jimmy. They seem to be a bit slow, a bit knocked up, and didn't take those extra steps to chase. That dragged the B defender in. Big gap opened up straight for the big number 8, Mitchell Atkinson, and he just strolled over in the end.
But yeah, you know, I certainly envisage a lot of points. I'd say in the back end of the game, both sides will fatigue, warm conditions, and as mentioned, there is no breeze around the field here today. Quite an easy conversion attempt coming up here for Matt Parsons from the Narooma Devils. The Monaro side, as mentioned, has been super impressive so far this year in the competition, and they will look to remain undefeated today. It's not Parsons, taking the kick. It is Trey Stewart from Bateman's Bay.
Two guys at the same barber again, Jimmy, by the look of it. They're going to confuse us. A couple of outside backs with the same haircut.
Yeah, well, they've certainly stolen all my crop, Matt. But anyway, we won't go on about that. The boys have been a bit selfish there and not shared the wealth with me. But anyway, that conversion was successful, and we're locked up at 6-all. About just over 10 minutes into the first half here at McDonald Park, Wagga. Again, thank you to our broadcast partner, Bar TV, and our sponsors of Junior Rugby League. Well fielded there, and here they go, the Monaro Colts back out over the 20-metre line. The Riverina Bulls have really got to muscle up in defence here and keep them down in their own half. Penalty there. I'm not sure what that was for. Could that be for the play the ball? In the NRL, they've been cracking down with that, Matt. I noticed in the games last night and then on Thursday night, really focusing on the play the ball this year.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly what that was for. He didn't put his foot on the ball, which technically is a penalty, and they are pulling people up on it. So I'd be very worried if I was a Canterbury supporter tonight, knowing that Aaron Woods is going to be out there. I reckon he's good for about 4 or 5 penalties tonight if they're on the ball, these referees. Out to Sigwell, tackle there, about 15 metres out. So let's see what Riverina has. Ravu, out to Heffernan. Heffernan just takes a bit one out. He's a strong kid, but he's not that strong, Heffernan. Let's see if there's a bit of shape here. Ravu at the left to Sigwell. McLaughlin. Block play there to Rumble. Out to the centre there. I'm not sure of the centre's name, but I think he's over. No double movement this time, as we did in the 16s, mate. Oh, young Jack Elphick from Gundagai is a late ring into this team. He's done well there, Jimmy. He's got through the gap. Well, good lead-up play there. They showed a bit of shape, and it just opened up for him outside. So here we go. 10-6 Riverina, kick to come.
End-to-end there, and it's interesting to see that the Riverina Bulls halves, they might play left and right side, but they've been linking in their set plays a lot when they sweep round to the far play or coming down that left-hand side. It's worked quite effectively early, and it's certainly rattling the Monaro Colts side. We've got a conversion attempt here about 2 metres in from touch. If it was me doing the old toe poker, to go straight over the black dot. And I'm also feeling pretty confident here for the young kicker from Wagga South City Club, Latrell Sigwell. He's an ultra-talented young player. And I'd say he's a player of first-grade future at your club, Matthew.
Oh, definitely is. He shows a lot of potential, this kid. Big shout out to his mum, Nunny. She's listening on Bar TV at the moment. I was just speaking to his dad there. She said he said to give her a shout out. Said say hello to my lovely Princess Nunny. Anyway, that kick has gone over. What do we say? Well done, Trell.
Absolutely drilled it. He's copied my kicking style, and it's just gone straight over the dot. That takes it to 12-6 with the Riverina side taking a lead in the first half with about 20 minutes remaining in this first half. As I said earlier on, I anticipate it being high scoring and rather close, with both sides being pretty impressive so far in the Laurie Daley Cup this year. As Matt Parsons gets us underway, kicks it very deep, and Ravu had a tough time taking that into the sun. Getting a big head of steam up. Here's the front rower from Albury, Reece Mitch. He's been a super. He's not an overly large man, but he's got super leg drive and brings it back with some serious vigour.
Once again, you've given the commentators mock there, Jimmy. He's dropped the ball as he's getting up. He's not a large player, you're right. He's a compact front rower, but he gets through a power of work. Just a bit unlucky there, but I'm sure he'll come back strong.
Yeah, I won't be on the Christmas card list. I've just given him a rap and he spilled his beans, but never mind. The Riverina side now have got to man up, and they've got to get off their line and slowly play the ball down and hope that the Monaro Colts come up with an error. They look like they're set with a set play out here through Bauer Scott, the vice-captain. Throws it out the back to Parsons. Parsons onto the centre. The Jorak, he's tackled there nicely. Could go into touch, but no, he's kept himself in the field of play. It'll be taken up here, I think, by Cooper O'Connor. One out, passed there by Parsons. Cooper O'Connor just runs straight back into the traffic. He's absolutely drilled there by Ziggy Vincent and co on the short side. Bauer Scott goes out the left-hand side. Scott, William and Scott. Sorry, that is correct. Here he goes, the hooker for a little scurry there. Held up there close to the line, about 1.5 metres out. The front rower and captain into dummy half. What can't he do, this bloke? Here he goes, the halfback, 7, dancing around, and he's gone to the short side to Parsons. He's very creative, the young halfback, Jordan Williams from Queanbeyan United. Here is that man looking for a kick. I think he's just drilled it too far deep there, and it's going to come out for a 7-tackle set to the Riverina Bulls side, who look a bit fatigued.
Yeah, disappointing end to their set there. It looked pretty promising, but they might have big in goals at Queanbeyan, but not here in Wagga, obviously. Young Williams put it way too deep. Here we go, Parker, doing the hard yards early. Making good 10 minutes. Looks like we're having some reserves off the bench here for Monaro. Warming up. We should see some changes shortly. As we have, is this Heffernan coming up now? Oh no, the centre 3/4. Ravu out to Mish. He's a goer, this young fella from Albury, Mish. Here we go, out McLaughlin. Kick, charge down there. Rumble needs to regather quickly. He does. Beats the first man with ease. And the second. And the third and the fourth. He's through. Great run by Rumble. That'd make his uncle Rocket, the Red Rocket, pretty proud.
Oh, he's a super relaxed character. He just stepped 1, 2, 3 players with looked like he was half asleep. Dead set, brilliant. They're on the attack here, the Riverina Bulls side. Play the ball about 35 metres out, and look at that. Good footwork at the line there. Tackled there about 20 metres out, going in on the attack. We've made a replacement here. They have the ball on the 15. Oh, it's intercepted there by the number 6, I think it is. Oh, and he's dropped it cold. It's picked up by that replacement in the 15. Dead set. If the 6 holds onto that Callum Bauer Scott, he runs the distance, scores under the sticks, and it's a 6-point turnaround. But Riverina are on the attack, and in the back play, the 10 has just been taken out here on the short side. But here goes Big Vincent, Ziggy Vincent off the left foot. Nelly goes in to score. It's all happening here. Plays the ball back quickly. Goes to the short side here. Big long pass, and the Riverina side have just exploited that short side there and goes in to score there. I think it might be Curtis Fisher from Leeton. Oh, they've called it forward. That's about the third one today.
I think that's your fourth one today, Jimmy. That's you are a mock, mate. Don't call them until they've given the try, mate. So we called a forward there. I thought it looked like a good cutout pass by young McLaughlin, but obviously the touch judge is down there on the angle. We're only watching from up here. Anyway, there's a lot happening in that little 1 minute stanza there. Could have went either way. As Monaro take it out through the winger, Christian Moss. Hadn't seen him do a lot yet. Hasn't been. Oh, there should be a penalty. Yes, it is. I think that's young Rumble there. Once again, same problem as Sigwell as before. You need to roll off to the side or backwards. You can't go over forwards with them. Stay out of the ruck, and we don't have these problems, boys. And here's our 5'8", Callum Scott. Let's see, he was away earlier, wasn't he? Not bad yards. Going to have it 60 metres out. Try and game for a bit of... It looks like Big Tomasi's warming up on the sideline. Jimmy's just noticed the size of the fella. He's actually dropped weight since last year, mate, so he's looking fit this year. And he can go. Here we go. Number 10, what a great shot there by the number 15 from Hay, I think, Brandon Rant. Fantastic shot along with Parker there. He'll be thinking twice about running again. Here goes out the carpet. Oh, out to our fullback Parsons.
Move 4. Stay square, buddy. Hold.
This little Williams looks a goer here for Monaro, mate, from Canary. There he goes inside. He seems to be pulling the strings, young Jordan Williams.
Done there. Up and square. Don't work.
And Riverina seem to be winning this ruck at the moment. Here we go, out the left. Scott. Here he goes out to the centre 3/4. Flicks inside to our winger. Just caught here, 10 metres out.
Yeah, Elphick was a little bit flat-footed there and got exploited on the outside, but thankfully he's covered a fence, come across. A high kick now. It should be taken easily by the Bulls side, and if they race back to the 20, they might get the Colts napping here. As he tries to do, they should get on the quick, play the ball here and get on the front foot. Tackled there on the 30-metre line. Not unsure what happened there. I think Ravu and the big front forward were fighting over who's who in the zoo there. And anyway, there's no mistakes, and the Bulls have come out to the 40-metre line, onto the attack. Play the ball back to Ravu, come down the short side. He's been impressive, the young boy from Hay. Wrapped up there on the halfway line. I'd say they'll come left again. True form, I got it right perfectly again. The young boy from Cootamundra takes it up easily over the 40-metre line. Ravu goes out to the... dummies to the big fella, the replacement. He's gone into space. Puts on the goose step. Haven't seen that since the 80s. Wrapped up there. McLaughlin out of dummy half. Goes out to the right-hand side to the Sigwell, the young fella from South Sydney Bulls. Was it touched there? Might be 6 again. No, anyway, palmed off. Out to the right-hand side, and I will not call it yet. Going once, twice, 3 times. We've got a try out there on the right-hand side to the young fella Jackson Newling from the Wagga Brothers Club.
Yeah, they had the numbers there. That was great work. I'm really liking this young fella Ravu from Leeton, Jimmy. He seems to look up, sees what's in front of him, and he's ultra elusive. I can see a big future for this young fella.
Yeah, that's right, Matt. I was going to say that. You took the words out of my mouth. The minute the ball's played, his eyes are on the prize. He looks to the gaps in the side. And just right then, he used the big replacement there, Tomasi from the Wagga South City Club, as a good decoy runner and found a gap and nearly went through and scored. Brought out the goose step too, which is ultra impressive. That was, to be honest, my signature move, Matt.
Was that on the footy field or the dance floor, Jimmy?
Well, mate, depending on what time of day it is. I'm known to bust a move and impress the public with my moves on and off the dance floor. Here we are. We've got a kick about 2 or 3 metres in from touch on the far side of the field on the eastern side. Young Sigwood, I think, still with the kicking duties. Tough from there out that side, being a right footer. He's nudged it beautifully. Oh, it's hit the right hand upright. And the score will remain 16-6 with a little over 11 minutes to go in the first half.
It's probably an accurate scoreline, I'd say, Jimmy. Riverina seems to be winning that ruck at the moment. They seem to be the better of the two teams. And, mind you, anything can happen in footy. As Parsons lines up the kick here.
Time you run.
Left footer. Puts it pretty deep. That's good. He's found ground. That's a hard one to take. That's right. And here's Clegg from Albury taking up. Oh, no, it isn't. This is Rant, sorry. Great run. He's been impressive, this kid. Ben Rant from Hay. What an effort from a kid from Hay making it as well. So McLaughlin out here to Parker. It's caught. He does a lot of work, this young Parker. He's good. Ravu again. There's big Tomasi. Takes the hit up. A lot of energy in that run. Ravu again. Now to Parker again. Gets through a lot of work for a bigger man, Parker, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's a stocky sort of a build for a lock forward, for the modern day lock forward. Anyway, as they go right, the Riverina balls through the fullback rumbles. Here he draws and passes to the right hand side. Oh, there's a chance of going into touch there, but Rumble's been very elusive with his running. Here they go, the ball's on the attack, out through Sigwell. Geez, the halves linking again. This is dangerous through McLaughlin. Nice kick out this side. Oh, tap back in there, beautifully taken. Might have been taken highly there in the tackle there, young Elphick. But the referee's saying it's fair play. Tackled there on the fifth tackle, and Monaro Colts will bring the ball out from their own line.
You can actually do that if you're in the act of stopping a play, Jimmy. So it is actually legal if you are stopping a try. So that's what the referee would have called there, and correctly so, because they're never wrong.
This is true. This is true. A bit like some other people in my life. But anyway, we won't go there. We'll get back to the footy. And we're 25 metres out from the Monaro line as they come down the right-hand side. A bit one out here, but he's trying to run at the smaller bloke, and he's done quite well, to be honest, over the top of McLaughlin. Ziggy Vincent is trying to lay all over there and slow the ball down, and did get away with it. Nice offload there by the centre three-quarter out to the big replacement in Tony Meeker. He's a man mountain for the Monaro Colts side. Here they go quickly down the left-hand side. Beautiful little grubber kick. Oh, fielded well there. Oh, another grubber kick here. Oh, what a try. Jordan Williams, that is outstanding by the Monaro Colts. And that is just, absolutely beautiful running rugby league here at McDonald Park in Wagga Wagga.
They always say to be careful of that second kick, Jimmy, don't they? And that's exactly what happened. Williams grubbered through there beautifully for Trey Stewart, who picked up and just grubbed it again. Straight back to him. Fantastic work. Hard to defend against, that is. I notice young Ryan Dodson's on the field from the Goulburn Workers. He's the son of Mick the Professor Dodson. If he's half as good as his old man, he'll be a good player, this kid. Looks a good size too. Got the arms on him like him. Okay, Trey Stewart lining up the kick. Getting confused a lot with Trey Stewart and Matt Parsons, Jimmy. I don't know how you're going, but they've even, in a day and age where there's no such thing as black boots, they're both wearing black boots just to make it more confusing for us. I just don't know which way to go.
Mate, the black boots are coming back in. Matte black. All black, everything. Anyway, not that I'm a fashionista or a trendsetter. Here he goes. Young Stewart from the Bateman's Bay Tigers comes in, strikes nicely. I think he might have just pulled that to the left-hand side. It's been the order of the day today for the kickers, a few of the under-16s. As Ravu comes off for a well-earned rest, he's been super impressive. He's a dead ringer for the Kevin Nguama from the West Tigers side. He's running the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air flat-top hair. Quite impressive. I'm just jealous.
I was about to say, you remember those days, Jimmy? I bet you don't. Anyway, McLaughlin kicks off. Parsons lets it go. Back to the big front row here. This is a replacement front rower, I'm sure. Good hit up here. I'll get the names eventually. Plays the ball here. It goes to the centre three-quarter. Taking a strong tackle there. Well slowed up by the Riverina guys there. Out to the right. We've got a replacement on here, number 20. who was he? There's a monster of a guy.
Move now.
Tony Mika. That's right. And there's a reason he's wearing the number 20, Jimmy. And why is that? I think you'd have the same problem.
Yeah, mate, I grew up in the 20. It's just a nice number. Wouldn't have anything to do with the extra X on the size of the jersey. But anyway, we're not going to go there. As they approach the halfway line down the short side here, well covered there by the Riverina Bulls side. Wrapped up there on the 40-metre line on the attack. It's the fifth and last tackle. Will they run it? Probably order of the day, and now that I've said it, they won't. The kick goes high and deep into the sun here for the Riverina side. He's dropped it, spilled it. It's towed through. No, in front of the kicker. Offside there. Correct call there, and I've again nearly called it wrong. But thankfully for the Riverina Bulls side, I've put the mocker on them, and they've got the penalty.
Yeah, lucky to get away with that one, Riverina, as McLaughlin kicks for touch. Yeah, young Curtis Fisher there, he had a bit of a look early, and I was watching him as he kept his eyes on the ball, but it was right in the sun, a difficult kick to take. It was a torpedo bomb as well. Here we go. There's my man Ziggy Vincent again from Griffith. He's been strong this half. Taken well by Dodson though. Oh, lucky probably get that. I thought he just let that one go. But they probably just did carry on with the tackle a little bit long there, the Monaro boys. Looks a little bit feisty out in this left edge, Jimmy. We might have a bit of action here soon.
Yeah, I think Ziggy was more interested in what was going on with his opposing number rather than worrying about playing the ball. I thought the Riverina side was lucky to get away with that one. We're just waiting on a ball here, but both sides will probably be happy with it with 5 minutes remaining in the first half. Still 16-10. Pretty close encounter. We've got a ball coming in from the eastern side. Beautiful pass there. Never seen a ball like that. Yeah, well, yeah. Here we go. Play back underway here through the nugget. He locked forward from the Cootamundra club, Wayne Parker. He's been big minutes already this game and a few big nice carries. Plays the ball back here to the Man Mountain from the South City club. Met by an equally as big man from down south. Isaac Lanham from the Goulburn Workers. Plays the ball back here. Going right again to that. Lock forward again. Trying to get in some work just before half-time. Riverina on the attack here. Will look to capitalise before half-time. Out to the right-hand side through Sigwell. Out the back to the winger. The left-hand winger's all the way on the right-hand side looking for some support. But he's wrapped up there nicely by Trey Stewart. Oh, he slicked into fullback. Yes, right. Matt's just told me. Rumble's out here on the left-hand wing, and they're coming this side now. Here they go, McLaughlin to Ziggy Vincent. Put on a bit of footwork at the line. He's a dead set Man Mountain and hard to stop. Fifth and last tackle here. They look to go short side. And Elphick's wrapped up there. A bit of a mate's ball on the fifth tackle. Once again, the fifth tackle option today has just been something to be desired.
Yeah, we sound a little bit like a broken record here, Jimmy, don't we, when we talk about these fifth tackle options? But it has been a bit disappointing, probably one of the most disappointing things of the day, which is not that big a deal, so it means we've had a good day's footy so far. Anyway, as Monaro takes it out there. Through the centre. I'm not really good with these Monaro names. I'll have to get them in the second half and I can see some numbers. The number 15 there. Takes up a little scoot from dummy half here. From the 17, Angus Marshall from the Goulburn Workers Club. A few Goulburn players involved today. And it goes from Dodson to the number 13 there, the Kale. He's a big man, Kale. Offloads there. There it goes to that Trey Stewart again. He looks dangerous on that left edge. Left-footed kick there. Oh, very close to offside, but they didn't call it. There we go. As Jackson Ewing regathers. Riverina looked to be knocking up a little bit here. Great defence again there by the Monaro guys. He did nothing there from the dummy half position. Yeah, big Ben Arant from Hay. Good yards again. He's been getting them out of trouble a little bit here already.
He's been enormous since coming onto the field. They're looking to come left here through Ziggy Vincent. He's off the left foot again. Palmed off there, the interchange play from the Colts. And they've come out of their deep end relatively unscathed there. Again, they're trying to carry it on here on this side. It's been a huge battle here by the opposite 11s, and there's a bit of lip coming from both players there now. Fifth tackle here And the Riverina Bulls side go out to Sigwalt, and he's kicked deep and low, and this will be a tough one here for the fullback, but he's gained it well, and he's working his way up here to the 30-metre line with a bit over 2 minutes remaining in the first half. As Matt rightfully says, both sides are knocking up, but I think that's a one-on-one strip. The referee's called held first. And we're playing the ball and getting on with the game there. And they're going out here to the left-hand side. Sigwald's gone high, but he's got away with that one. And he's wrapped up the ball and slowed it down nicely. Here they are halfway. Monaro just before half-time. If they can build some pressure and score a late try here, it would really damage the Riverina Bulls. 40 metres out now. Slowed down nicely there by the big South City fella. Going down the left-hand side here. Passed nicely there by the halfback Williams. But again, they're slowing it down, the Riverina side. Trying to milk one there late in the half. Out here to the right-hand side, out to the centre three-quarter, but he's wrapped up beautifully there by Elphick. Oh, no, he's not. He's slung off, and he's gone back onto the inside. Elphick's come again with the help of Ziggy Vincent and the halfback McLaughlin. They want to be careful not to lift him above the horizontal there. Played here 20 metres out to the left-hand side here. Oh, dummies, Shepherd, surely there. Run behind his player, take out, and that'll nearly take Riverina into half time. And that was a much needed penalty to bring the boys out here.
Yeah, pretty lucky there. Things looking dangerous on the left edge there, but Williams just unfortunately went behind his player. And Riverina off the hook. As Big Benarant kicks for touch and doesn't. That's why you don't put a front rower kicking for touch, Jimmy. That's what happens. Is that our man Dodson again? Or his doppelganger? No, that's Trey Stewart. Great run by Stewart. Well done getting the ball in as well. Monaro, last chance on attack, 20 seconds to go. Williams out the left there to Dodson. Wrapped up by Sigwalt and Heffernan. A little knock on in to play the ball there. A little bit scrappy, a bit like our under-16s game, mate. Just getting near the end of the half. Everyone's knocking up a bit, gets a little bit scrappy anyway. I think that'll take us to half-time.
Yeah, I thought I might have put the mocker on them there, saying the penalty will see the Bulls into half-time with a 16-10 lead. But it turned out that it didn't get them through over the line, the Colts. That was a knock on there just before half-time. I've got a request for a shout-out here from Matt's beautiful wife, Karen. So a shout-out to Karen Ward, sitting at home watching the telecast. And also I'd like to shout out to all our viewers, and we appreciate you joining us here on Bar TV. We'll be back within 10 minutes for the second half action of the under-18s game of the Laurie Daley Cup. Go and get yourself a cold drink, sit back, relax, and we'll see you in the second half. As we welcome you back to McDonald's Park here in Wagga Wagga, the Monaro Colts side is out there ready to go. We're just waiting on the Riverina Bulls and my fellow commentator Matthew Ward, who's downstairs attacking the Bay Marie. But anyway, you can't help that. A man in retirement or soon to be retirement's getting ready for his winter dad bod to be established. We bring you back to the game at 16-10 here in favour of the home side, Riverina Bulls. Been a close encounter so far. Matthew, as you join me back from downstairs, what are your thoughts going into the second half here?
Mate, I think the scoreline probably reflects the game so far. I think Riverina's been a little bit more dominant, but they have had a couple of lapses which has cost them, and it's probably indicative on the scoreboard. That's a big word for me, mate, isn't it, from a front row?
Spell it. No chance. Here we are. We've got McLaughlin here looking to get us underway here. Now the Riverina side have joined us. Low kick. It'll be a hard one to take here. Bouncing all over the shop. Monaro have taken it well and coming back through the lock forward, I believe, in James Cahill from the Coomber Stallions. All locks in all grades today have been outstanding thus far. Here he goes again, the big man Mountain Tony Meeker from the Queanbeyan Kangaroos. I don't know what's in the water over in Queanbeyan, but wow, he's a big man, and he's left a man in his wake there down injured. The other big fella from the Riverina Bulls side. They're on the attack here through the 17, going out to the right-hand side, fend 1, 2, and then taken over the top by the replacement from Hay again, Ben Arndt. He's been enormous early. Out to the right-hand side here. Foot speed looking to be very quick. And then number 11, he's taken on the halfback, I think it is, on the far side of the field. Monaro are making easy meters here. It looks like the Riverina side still might be half asleep from half-time. Coming out here to the left-hand edge. Oh, Trey Stewart, the centre three-quarter, has spilled his beans there on the attack. The Riverina side looked to be on the back foot and in a bit of all sorts there early on, Matt.
Yeah, he's that's probably his first mistake for the game. He's had a fantastic one so far, Trey Stewart, but a bit lucky there, Riverina. I think you're right. I think they haven't come out ready to go yet. They're a bit sluggish, sliding across there. And then we're just having time off here. Big Tomasi Baraviala is down. That's from the big impact with Tony Meeker that happened halfway down the field. He's made his way down. Credit to him. He's made it all the way down because his teammates needed him, but I think it's coming back to haunt him now. It looks like he's holding a shoulder or possibly a rib. Anyway, trainers are looking at him now, and the boys are having a well-deserved break.
Again, we'll thank our broadcast partners and sponsors, SLE Worldwide Australia Proprietary Limited, ensuring the world's fun. That sounds like my kind of thing. Fun is the thing. Anytime Fitness and the University of New England, and also, most importantly, Bar TV, who are the broadcasters of today's games here from Wagga Wagga and all the CRL, Andrew Johns Cup and Laurie Daley Cups for this year. Righto, Reece Clegg's coming on, and Big Tomasi's come off. I'm not sure what sort of injury. It looks to be upper body. He's sort of clutching that right-hand arm, I think, or right-hand shoulder. But anyhow, hope the big fella's all right for the season ahead with the South City Bulls. I'm sure he'll certainly figure in some fixtures for you guys later in the season, mate.
Yeah, we're probably looking at blood Big Tomasi a bit this year and get him into a few grade games. So hopefully it's nothing too serious. As it comes out the back of the scrum here to Big Ziggy Vincent off the scrum. Ben Arant again, he's been super impressive off the bench, this kid. Hugo Parker, the big middle three here. Going up, well defended there by Monaro though. Oh, lucky not to have a penalty there against them. McLaughlin goes for a little dart here. Taken not an overly impressive set yet from Riverina. They haven't started well. Arant goes again. He'll make the yards up. Done well again. Finds his front. Play the ball off the end of it, and McLaughlin will get a kick. Torpedo bomb. Fantastic. That'll be hard to take. Well taken there by Matt Parsons. And beats the first minute well. He's been impressive too, Parsons, I've got to say.
Yes, not only in this game, Wardy, but in the previous ones also. He's Certainly quick on his feet, and he's very impressive under the high ball. That was a spiralling bomb, hard to take into the sun. And he's got his side back out to the 30-metre line now and looked to be quite easily. What a beautiful tackle there, wrapping up the ball there by the front rower, Reece Clegg from Albury, and the lock forward Parker from Cootamundra.
Up 12.
The Monaro side are just up over halfway here, looking to mount some pressure against the Riverina side, who, to be honest, look to be slightly on the back foot, and their line speed seems to be down. They're going out the right-hand side here through the 14. He puts a nice low kick, and Rumble's gone back to fullback when after switching to the wing early or late in the second half, rather. But he's tackled there by 3 or 4 Monaro blokes looking to mount pressure here, getting out of their own half. Beautiful run there, scurry by the winger, Curtis Fisher from Leeton. Picked up a nice quick 8 to 10 yards. And the Nuggety lock forward again puts his hand up, and they're back out to the 40-metre line. Just coming in late there was Tony Meeker. He's the last bloke you'd want to hit around the knees coming out of your own half. He's up quickly again. He's for a big man, he's not afraid of doing the work, Big Meeker. The lock forward again, taking his second hit up for the set. Makes another 10 to 15 yards, and he's tackled on the 40-metre line. Fifth and last tackle. I'd say a high spiralling kick will be on the order again. High, not spiralling, into the sun, and the winger's going backwards, but takes it beautifully. Absolutely sensational take, but he's thrown it off to Vincent. I'd say this will be a bit of strife here for the Monaro side, but again, Matt Parsons come to the rescue and wrapped up a much bigger man. If they go left or near the ruck, there a bit of strife here, the Colts. I think he's held up over the line there.
Yeah, Willie Barnes probably should have had a look. There's a few gaps out here on the edges, but went himself there. But now it's given Monaro a chance to reset their line. Let's see what they got now, Monaro. They need to throw a bit of shape here, and they might be able to get through. Great tackle on Clegg there by the number 14, I think it was, Dodson possibly. And here's Parker again. They are showing good line speed here. That's right, the Monaro guys. Showing a bit of urgency, which is what you need off their line. Big Tony Meeker's really sailing close to the wind in a fair few of these rucks. That's a bit more like it. Trell Sigwald, out he goes to Heffernan. Probably should have went behind there. Wasn't a good line. Hooker here out to Sigwald again. Out he goes to Rumble. Rumble will go close here. Nope. Just had a bit of interference run around him and didn't quite get there. Another fifth tackle option without a kick and without a repeat. I don't think I've seen a repeat set all day, Jimmy. I don't know about you.
No, this is true, and you know, a couple of brilliant halves like yourself and myself who are experts in the area of fifth tackle options rather. Anyhow, if the boys mount pressure, they're going to mount to points, and I think that's where both sides in both grades today have really lacked. Here they are. Big Meeker's off having a breather. He had an enormous stint for a massive fellow. He's certainly got a big motor, as the Monaro side are just really coming out of their own end with ease here. Riverina have got to learn something off Monaro here and slow down the play. Here they go out to the right-hand side through their captain from the Goulburn Workers Club. He's a great front rower, young Atkinson. Plays the ball here. They come down the left-hand side through the halfback. Beautiful cut pass. Runs a great line once again, Trey Stewart. The Riverina bloke rolling around in the ruck there. Might have slowed it down a fraction. Comes off the Riverina player. Bounces into his other player. And Riverina have come out of that relatively unscathed.
Yeah, lucky there, the ricochet straight into Sam Heffernan. He unloaded to Willie Barnes. And Riverina's on the attack again. They got away with one there, I think, Riverina. Big, yeah, he's been great today. Big Ziggy. I keep forgetting his last name, but Ziggy says such a good first name. Ziggy Vincent, that's right. Name to remember. He's around again. Great ball offload there to the number 17, which is Cody Collins. First time I've seen him on the field. That's a great run there. Good short ball there from the big front rower from Hay. Runs through again. McLaughlin out to Sigwald. Cuts out Clegg. Oh, he's missed Heffernan altogether. But our centre there has picked it up, Jackson Ewing. Fifth tackle here. Are we going to see a kick or a repeat set? Rolled through, ricocheted off. No result again.
No doubt about us. We're consistent with the mock. He calls repeat set, and Monaro Colts come away with the ball, and they're out of the 15-metre line. The vice-captain is looking to come on for the Monaro Colts side, Bowers Scott. He started the half from the bench. It's a mistake now also for Monaro, and the Riverina side are looking to mount some pressure. 27 minutes remain in the second half here in the Laurie Daley Cup. Once again, thank you for joining us. It's been a fantastic game so far, and the Riverina side have been given a penalty for, I have no idea, to be honest, high tackle, I think. Yeah. Oh, that's the only way I knew how to tackle, so hence the reason I didn't know what was going on. But anyway, they've taken the quick tap here, the front rower. He looks to be close to the line. I think he might be... Oh, he's claiming to have put the ball down, the big fella. Reece Clegg from Albury, he's got the whole way. Leg drive, hit, spin, the works. Hit, spin, fen, U18 Try time. T-R-Y, Reece Clegg, Albury, outstanding play by the Riverina Bulls side.
Yeah, once again, he's just gone through some pretty feeble defence there. 3 guys should really wrap up a guy, shouldn't they? It seemed a bit. I'd be a bit disappointed if I was the Monaro guys there, but well done, Reece Clegg. He just didn't stop. He kept trying. That's going to be pretty handy lead here if young Sigwell can knock this over. It'll be a 2 converted try lead with 25 to go. It's getting near that stage of the game, Jimmy, where I can see both sides knocking up a little bit. The big fellas here. I noticed there must be limited interchange. I noticed Riverina's just made their 4th. 5th it would be with young Cody Collins, and I saw Monaro made at least their 7th and possibly 8th. So if it is a limited interchange, this last 25 minutes could be a long 25 for Monaro with a lot of their big fellas.
Yeah, well, any day playing football in 30 degrees, Matty, it's a long 25 minutes for me. But anyway, these blokes are young and enthusiastic, and he's dead set and nailed that from 10 in from touch on the far side. Young Singleton from the South City club. He's been impressive today, as have other players on the field, including his half partner, McLaughlin from Wagga Kangaroos. That conversion successful brings it to 22-10 to the Riverina Bulls. And as you said, Matthew, it's going to be hard for the Monaro side to get back into the game from here. I'm not ruling it out, but it's a tough situation to be in. They've kicked it long and deep, and the front row has called it out to himself. I think it's the try scorer. He's come back over the 10, the 20. The Monaro side really should have been up on him closer than that. Dummy half comes out to the right-hand side. Again, this is the young fella from Hay. He has been enormous. 1, 2, 3. Tackled there by the fullback. Parsons come to the rescue, and they come right again. It's just too easy at the moment for the Riverina Bulls side, and they're well into the Monaro's half, and they're just trying to slow the ruck down here, and I anticipate a penalty shortly. But no, the referees, yes. Oh, no,
I'll take the microphone off you, Jimmy, before you say anything that you shouldn't. By the look of that, I'm guessing that was a mistake in the play of the ball again. They didn't use their foot. No foot on the ball. I thought they were very lucky not to get a penalty themselves, Riverina, there. There looked to be a lot of interference in the ruck, but referee saw it differently. And now it's going to be Monaro on the attack.
I like the cracking down on the play of the ball, to be honest. I feel it's slowing down the ruck a little bit. And giving the big fellas of old, like the traditional front rowers, more stake in the game as opposed to the lighter players. It's giving the defensive line more time to set from the NRL games I've seen in these games today. Here we go, Monaro into the Kangaroos half through their second rower. He's been a good so far. Jonah Latu from the Queanbeyan Kangaroos plays the ball there back to Angus Marshall. Marshall out to the captain out wide here to Parsons. Parsons, here he goes again to his lookalike, the centre three-quarter Trey Stewart. Call them right for once we have. Here they go to the right-hand side through Williams. Williams out there to Bailey Hitchcock. He's wrapped up. Good defence so far from the Riverina side. Goes down the short side, the little dummy half. Oh, beautiful tackle there, and now it's the 5th. Will they kick it? Look for the repeat we've been wanting. They do. The wingers doing well so far, but 1, 2, 3 of the Monaro side. And you beauty, hands in the air, Matty Ward. We have a dropout.
That's 1 hour and 40 minutes into the footy today, and we have our first repeat set, Jimmy. Well done to Monaro. We'll see what pressure they can build from this.
Well, yes, it's the aim of the game, building pressure builds points. And we haven't yet seen any of this today. It's good to see. It's refreshing to see a repeat set off a fifth tackle option. And the dropout taken there by the halfback from the Wagga Kangaroos, McLaughlin. Fielded by our mate Parsons at the back. Coming back is the 15, Hitchcock. He's a lump of a lad and he's not afraid to do the hard work. Played back here to Angus Marshall from the Goulburn Workers Club, and comes to the short side. The captain's out there barking instructions. He runs the decoy and they play out the back to Williams. Williams out there to the 5'8", and he's spilt the beans again. Bauer Scott, he's had a mixed day at the office. He was in space earlier and dropped it, and he's come up with the error again on the attack with 20 minutes remaining in the second half of the Laurie Daley Cup action.
Yeah, once again, Jimmy, pressure has failed to be built. They had their chance there to get down again and possibly get over or even produce another, can I say it, another repeat set to build some more pressure. But, yeah, spilt the beans again, unfortunately, the boys. Scrum here, 25 out from the Riverina. Yeah, the boys are knocking up, as you'd imagine, in this heat. Here we go, Sigwell. Out it goes to Ziggy again. I'm just going to call him Ziggy. I like the name. He's been fantastic. He's got good footwork. He's got good leg drive. Has a bit of anger about him too. Here's Newling. Newling coming up. Looks like Monaro's trying to stick it up a gear here. Coming off their line. Coming off their line well. Here's Clegg again. Whoa, bit of contact there. He's up quick play the ball. There's Ravu's back on the field. This should make a difference here for the Riverina guys. He was fantastic in the first half. Tackled right on the halfway. Looks like he's trying to milk a penalty there. Rumble out to Sigwell. Little off wide there to Newling. Oh, if he had had the hands free, he had a free winger there in Broden Piva, but wasn't to be. There goes Sigwell again. Towering bomb. And Parsons is up to the challenge again. I think he thought he was taken in the air then, but obviously the referee thought otherwise, thought he had a foot on the ground. Play on. Monaro's turn to come out of their half now.
Number 17, Angus Marshall's come off, and he's replaced by the hooker, Hayden Bradley, with the long flowing blonde locks like myself as they go down the short side. Oh, the referee has stopped the play there with a knockdown there. That was the little fellow out there, the centre three-quarter, thought he might have got away with.
Young Curtis Fisher, by looking at him from Leeton there, he knocked it down. It was quite obvious, but he did the right thing and played on and waited for the referee's whistle, which wasn't coming for a while, so it looked like he was nearly away and got away with it there for a while, but correct decision in the end. Scrum to Monaro. 30 metres out from their own line.
Yeah, exceptional poker face. Innocent till proven guilty, that's for sure. Typical back, just trying to slip through the fingers there. There's a hooker from the Riverina side's about at the lock forward's feet. Here he goes, Trey Stewart, and he goes. The halfback's out there. He's caught his winger on the inside and held it himself. Bumps one into Sigwell, and here he goes again. Trey Stewart. He's quick. He's elusive, and look at him. He's gone around the fullback rumble. Oh, I'm not sure. The touch judge has put his flag up. Gone into touch there. 2 metres out from the try line. Scrum down. I imagine it will be a Riverina feed.
That's correct, Jimmy. That's 1 hour and 40 minutes of footy, and you finally got a call right on one of these tries, mate. Fantastic stuff. Exactly what happened there. Rumble just got there just in time. I thought there was a hint of a shepherd when he cut back inside there, Stewart. Came back in behind his own man. He might have come back in behind Parsons from memory. But anyway, correct decision in the end because Riverina got him out on the sideline. Looks like our man Wayne Parker hasn't been off for long. He's about to come back on, and you'd think the way he went in the first half and the start of the second half, he'll play the rest of this game out, Jimmy.
Yeah, that's right. He's very Tony Carroll-esque from the 90s, early 2000s from the Brisbane Broncos. He's a nuggety unit, and he's got a huge work rate as the Riverina side come to the right-hand side through the guidance of Ravu. He's just gone for the offload there, the centre three-quarter, Jackson Newling, and knocked it on, unfortunately, for Riverina. This is not ideal. With 17 minutes remaining, Monaro are still well within a shot here of gaining momentum, building pressure, and coming up with some late points to make a game of it.
Yeah, it's been a bit disappointing from both teams. Just coming out of their half, making some mistakes. You really need to capitalise when you get that ball back and complete your sets and get down. That hasn't been happening. They're putting pressure on themselves. Big Benarant's come off there for the lock forward, Wayne Parker. So he's had a good stint since he's been on there. He's been super impressive. Here we go. Well, the number 3 nearly got around him there, did Zane Bijarak. He has got some speed on him. Yeah, the winger goes for a scoot there. Cooper O'Connor. Haven't seen a lot of him today. He has done some good things. Here we go out. There's Scott. Throws the dummy. Didn't fall for it. Quick play the ball though. Face ball there out to the big number 8. He's over. Yep, the captain there, number 8. 2 for the same guy. That's all right. Mitchell Atkinson from the Goulburn Workers. He's a worker and he's a try scorer.
The Goulburn Workers, I spent a bit of time there, but we're not talking about the footy side. But anyway, Atkinson has dead set been on fire. He runs a brilliant line. He's a big lump of a lad, got great footwork, and that brings the Monaro side back into it well and truly. With 16 minutes remaining, the score is 22-14 with a kick to come. You would imagine from where the kick's positioned that the conversion should come relatively easy. But Matthew, as I said, the Monaro side, they're well within the sniff here. The Riverina side might have gone to sleep, or they're going to fatigue like we saw earlier in the under-16s game.
Yeah, perhaps that's the case. Perhaps they just haven't quite come out from half-time yet, but definitely since half-time, I feel it's been all Monaro. There's been a few little seesawing bits where Riverina's come into their own, but generally it's been all Monaro, and they're back in the game now. I shouldn't say that till he kicks it, Jimmy. I'd back him in from here, though. Knocks it over easy. There we go. Okay, here we go. 22-16. It's a 6-point ball game. Do we see a field goal?
Oh, plenty of attempts last night with Pearce and the boys up in Newcastle. It was good to see the boys at Newcastle get away with the win by 1 point. But today's game, I'll tell you what, it's a nail-biter like it was last week for a few of the sides in the Laurie Daley Cup. Monaro have certainly got the momentum now. Riverina have sort of gone to sleep late in this second half, and the hot conditions might be knocking them up a bit as we're underway again, and we're down to the captain, the big man from Goulburn, Atkinson. He's just gained 30 metres without even having a look. The Riverina side are definitely on the back foot, and the Monaro Colts are coming out of their own end with ease through the winger, Christian Moss from the Goulburn club also. Out of the 40-metre line already, plays the ball back to the dummy half, and again Atkinson, he's really leading by example, this captain. His work rate is enormous, and he's got great footwork at the line. Here they go again through the 16, I think it is. Isaac Lanham, is it? Maybe? I could have got it wrong there, I think I did. Yeah, it was Lanham. Out here to Bauer Scott off to the centre, Bajorak. From Vijarak from the Queanbeyan United club. He's a quick player. Here they go, they're on the toe, low. Riverina want to get on that ball a bit quicker. Great footwork here by the winger. Wrapped up nicely, about 10 metres out from the line.
There wasn't a lot of urgency on that ball. It was a little bit worrying there for the Riverina boys. And there's a few hands on hips. They really need to get out of their own half a bit better than that. Ravu out to Sigwell. Does a little skip out. Had the hands free, just couldn't get the ball away to his winger, Piva there. Heffernan. Taken well in a 4-man tackle there.
Riverina have realised their problem, and they're looking to get big Arant, I should say, back out, the young Hay player who's been most effective off the bench today. They need someone like him to go forward so Ravu can capitalise and get some metres in and around the ruck as they kick it down to Trey Stewart. Trey Stewart hands it off to his lookalike, the fullback Matty Parsons. And here he is, Benny around. He's back out there, hopefully to stiffen up the Riverina's defensive line. They want to be careful here, the Bulls. They're about 2 or 3 yards in front of the ref. As the players from Monaro, he's knocked it on and he's dead set filthy, the right-hand winger.
Yeah, it was just a simple little mistake. Like I said, it's been happening all day in all grades, all teams. They just seem to can't get out of their own line without dropping a ball. It's been a bit disappointing from and super disappointing if you're a coach. I imagine they'd be as bald as you, Jimmy, by the end of this.
Mate, there's not many of those blokes out there. But no, I understand what you're saying. This time of year, though, the boys are relatively fresh into the footy season. So you got to expect some of these errors. Here goes Ravu to the short side off the back of the scrum. He needs to get the eyes up like he did in the first half and start getting some effect around the ruck. I'd say he'll look for Big Benny Arant here or the Reece Clegg from Albury. And he does go to Clegg. Goes to Clegg. Clegg runs straight and hard at the smaller man. Hayden Bradley, the hooker from the Monaro side, and they're out to the left-hand side. Two massive passes to Rumble, the fullback, on the loop around. Has he got the ball down? I'm not going to put the mock on him again. Wardy's gone off in the box, and we have scored. The Riverina Bulls have scored a try. It is 26-16, a little over 11 minutes remaining, and a kick to come here at McDonald Park in Wagga.
I've been waiting to see that all day from these Riverina guys, Jimmy. Just showing a little bit of shape there. It all started with the front rower Arant, just throwing that little behind-the-back ball there. A bit James Graham-like, I'd say. And they were expecting him to run. Created the gap outside. The centre came in. The halfback just thrown a long one to Rumble. Off he goes. He had the speed and the talent to get there.
Absolutely. Just a beautiful set play there. They brought the big fella on from Hay. Went straight to the play as soon as they had the space available, and it brought points through building pressure once again with the Monaro side on the back foot. Plenty of hands on hips from both sides. It's relatively hot. It's well over 30 degrees here. I'd imagine the next 10 minutes will be fairly end-to-end with errors. But the Riverina side, if they can convert here, I think it will put them quite comfortable with 10 minutes remaining.
That should be pretty good. That'll give them a chance for semi-finals, you would think. Jimmy, it'll give them, put them at 2-1 in the race. I'm not sure where the ladder was up to, but he's kicked again. Cannot miss Trell Sigwell. He's had one today that's hit the post. And the rest he's knocked straight over the black dog. He can kick the young fella. Much better kicker than his old man Jody, you have to say. For a kicker, Jody was a really good basketballer. Okay, here we go.
Underway again through Parsons. He's gone long and deep. Ravu's dropped it, but it's gone backwards and picked up nicely there by the 10. Reece Clegg from Albury. He's been impressive also. Plays the ball back there to Ravu, and he's off to the man from Hay. He's an absolute workhorse. Takes 1, 2, 3 players to bring him down eventually on the 30-metre line. Ravu, eyes up, out to the right-hand side to Parker, the man from Cootamundra. He's kept his feet there, so it should be relatively quick to get the ball down through the legs and on with it out to the right-hand side. Oh, the big front rower, he's playing like a halfback. He's put the fullback under immense pressure, but here we go. Ravu down the short side. 1, 2, step, 3. And eventually his opposite numbers come back to get him around the pins. And the second row goes into dummy half, passes it out there to Sigwald. He steps off his feet and he puts the ball down, straight down the throat of the left winger for Monaro. Brings it back out here to the 30-metre line, and Ravu is dead set, drilled him up high, wrapped it up, ball and all, with his front rower Clegg there helping him out. Parsons here, passes it out to the centre three-quarter. He's been super impressive, hasn't he? Outstanding all afternoon. He's just ragdolled there by Matty Ward's favourite, Vinny Vinvin, out there on the left side. He's gone again, Vinny, and he's tackled nicely around the legs. Monaro here looking to get out of their half here. They need to really score some points soon to keep themselves in the game. Look at that for an offload. Parsons, beautiful support play by the fullback. Eventually pulled up there and held there on the about 25 metres out from the line. Played back there to the dummy half, out to the right-hand side through Williams. Oh, and the Atkinson, the captain's come up with an error. And playing the whistle, there's the young fella from Cootamundra, Parker.
So we have a kid down here. Is that possibly Trell Sigwell down? Looks like a calf injury. Looks like Big Corey Levy's dealing with him there. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, he's in trouble, isn't he? Now, here is me man. Ziggy Vincent offloads. Causes trouble whenever he goes. Ravu. Vincent again. Beats the first man again. Pokes the nose through the line again. Can play this kid. Ravu off the back of that. Makes good yards. They're making easy yards here, Riverina. 20 metres out. Benarant. Beats 1. Beats 2. He's possibly my pick of the forwards, Big Benarant, off the bench from Hay today. It's been fantastic. Ravu, here he goes. Out to Sigwell. He's back on. Oh, Rumble takes it well, gets through. Jackson back in. Rumble kicks it. Oh, straight into the hands of the number 12. Well taken there by the big second row from Monaro. Here we go on the attack again. This looks like our man, Trey Stewart.
Release. Hey. Play the ball now.
This left side, I said, getting a bit feisty, Jimmy.
Yeah, it's good to see, Matt. Very refreshing.
Hold.
Nothing wrong with a bit of friendly fire.
Hold.
Both sides here seem a bit flat-footed with 6 minutes remaining in the second half of the Laurie Daley Cup. Beautiful tackle there by the centre out there, Elphick from Gundagai, I think he is.
Hold. What? Wait.
As Monaro are really struggling to get out of their own half. I really need one of those inspiring runs by the captain, but I think he's just come from the field, actually. Oh, no, he's still out there, sorry. As they get through there on the left side, here they go, Parsons. Parsons is looking inside. He's dummied. Oh, he's dead set full. Two blokes gone under the sticks. I'm not going to call it again. I've put the mock on everyone today. Referee looks at the touch, judges awards the try. That brings Monaro well and truly back into it. With a try under the sticks, Matt, and you'd envisage they'd convert this and be well onto the attack.
Too right, Jimmy. We are ball game on again. How good's this going to be? A great finish. Both teams knocking up. Plenty of gaps out there. Plenty of yards to be made, and we're going to be a 6-point ball game. Do we look for the field goal now, Jimmy?
Oh, Riverina would have to. You'd imagine when they come into the other half. They've got to get there. That's the problem. They're dead set in no hurry coming back from the conversion, which was successful by the fullback Parsons. The Riverina side are walking back slow as a wet week to get back for the restart of the game. The Monaro side, you can see the heads are held high and they've plenty of chat out there to try and gain the momentum. A little over 5 minutes remaining. 6-point ball game.
You often look at these games, these rep games, Jimmy, and you look at your opposition number, and I would have said up until that last play that probably Zach Rumble was a little bit just ahead of his opposition, Matt Parsons, but I'd say they're back neck and neck at the moment. He's had a fantastic game, the fullback for Monaro.
Deep kick there. Here he is, the captain again, Atkinson, really looking to get their side on the front foot coming out of their own half. Just 4.5 minutes remaining here. We're keeping an eye on the clock because it is so tight. 28-22, Riverina leading the Monaro Colts side from down south. They wouldn't be used to this warm weather, so that might come into play there a little bit, but I think the boys have got the momentum. The Riverina side are blowing. Plays the ball back there to Bradley. Goes out to the right to Bauer Scott. He brings in this quick centre three-quarter. He's been a handful today.
Up now. Mark is up.
Wrapped up nicely there by three of the Riverina blokes. Here they come down the left-hand side. Williams puts the grubber on. Did the ball hit the ground first? I'm not sure, but here he is, Matty Ward's man, Ziggy Vincent. Two blokes trying to wrap him up and trying to get him towards the sideline, but Big Ziggy won't allow that. Plays it back here, and the brothers player, Jackson Newling, he's gotten through a mountain of work, just consistently the hard yard stuff, sort of. And here he goes again, Big Benny Arant. 8 yards, out of your 40-metre line. 3.5 minutes remaining here at McDonald Park. Ravu threw a wayward pass to Clegg. He's had to bend down in the 30-degree heat. You wouldn't have seen me do that ever. All they got to do here, the Riverina side, is hold on to the ball, play the percentages. Fifth and last tackle here. It'll be interesting to see where Ravu goes. I think he'll go left. Goes right. True to form, I'm wrong. Kicks it through to Parsons. Parsons, one bounce, picks it up. He's a danger man, and he's looking for the gap.
I'd say he's definitely kicked to the wrong man. I would have been going for a corner there. I was definitely trying to find touch. There should be a penalty here. No, he's let it play on. Williams with the ball now. Let's see what they can do. 2.5 minutes left to go. Parsons again out to the second row. Good run there. Well done again. Ziggy, the man Ziggy. Ziggy Vincent, he's had a big game. I don't know if he's come off today either. Anyway, there we go, Stewart. Good run there for the centre three-quarter. Parsons out to Williams. Williams on here to Dodson. Pass went to ground, unfortunately. Number 11 here for Monaro. Taken strongly in the end there was Tyson Priestley. No, wrong one. Wrong game, sorry. We'll get someone down. Williams. Now he goes out to Atkinson. Can he score a third? Offloads one. Parsons again. Offloads there to the centre. And Stewart, we'll wait for it. We won't call it early. He has a try. Okay, they've smartened up here with the winger down for Broden Peaver from Yenda was down here on the sideline, and obviously the Monaro guys have seen that and worked out the left-hand side, scored in the gap where he would have been defending. Smart work, Monaro. Now a hard kick. What do we do here? We backing him in or out, Jimmy?
Well, one thing's for sure, whatever I say, it'll be the opposite. You got a feel for poor Peaver here. He's tried to get up. I think he might have a knee or an ankle issue. He's tried to get up and help his side out. He couldn't get back to his feet. The Monaro side realised the shortness of that right side defensive line for the Riverina Bulls and did attack there and come away with points. You can't blame them for doing that. They've come away here. They've scored 1 metre in from touch, not even a metre in. And they've got a new kicker here in the hooker, Bradley. Pressure's on. I don't know what happened to Parsons, but Bradley stepped up, striked it, and he's hooked it again. The kickers have been pulling them to the left today. So we've got time off here. We've got the winger who's injured, as mentioned, Peaver. So the time's off. The crowd's blowing up about something. I'm not sure. If there's an injured player, that's just the fact of life.
I'd say it's the fact he's called time off, mate, but I think that is the rules in the last 5 minutes after a try. I think they do have these same rules in the Laurie Daley Cup. So a minute 4 to go. 28-26 the scores. Riverina just in front on the back of Latrell Sigwalt.
Time's off. Let's go, lads. Come on.
McLaughlin to take the kick off. 1 minute to go. What have Monaro got up their sleeve for this minute? So Captain Atkinson is in the front line here. It looks like he might be checking for a short kickoff, perhaps. I don't know. Might have him down the back, yarding up. Good kick. Oh, they've messed it up by the look of that. Oh, he's picked it up. Touch and go there. There's their danger man as win. Again, Bijarak
Don't work at 11.
plays it there. Vincent has him. Parsons. Out to the front row, Isaac Lanham.
Held! Release.
Well taken here. 35 seconds to go.
2 metres, no. 2 metres, good.
Has to be told to play back and play it on the mark. There he goes, out to Williams. Out to these danger men here. That's an offload there by Dodson. Unfortunately missed the mark and Heffernan's cleaned it up. Well, they've called a knock on there. That'll be game over. And it looks like Riverina and Monaro are going to be stuck on 2 wins apiece.
Monaro Colts side are trying to pack the scrum to get the time off here. 4 seconds remaining. I don't think there's going to be any more action today in what's been an exciting day of rugby league here at McDonald's Park. The Riverina Bulls side and the under-18s Laurie Daley Cup have come away victors, 28-26. I'd like to thank our telecast sponsors once again for a great day at our broadcaster Bar TV. So I'd like to thank SLE Worldwide Australia Limited, Anytime Fitness, and all our sponsors, all of Country Rugby League. I'd like to thank you, our viewers at home. Matty Ward, my co-commentator, thank you very much, mate, for an enjoyable day. It's time for us to go and enjoy ourselves now. Thank you all for tuning in. Good luck to the remaining teams and rounds in the Andrew Johns and Laurie Daley Cup for this year. And go Canterbury Bankstown in 2018. Goodbye. Bye for now.